All right. I have a couple things to share. And actually, I don't know which one I should share first. The conversation I had with one of my clients today, or let me do Lycantheory's video first. Because, you know what? I caught his stream late last night, and he seemed pretty down. And come to find out, there's some crazy bitches, doing what crazy bitches do. Hello, JR. How are you? Yeah, there's some crazy bitches that are, doing what crazy bitches do. And apparently, there's an ex of Lycantheory. It's going around the internet doing revenge porn criminality. So, I mean, I could understand how that would be downing, that whatever you want to call it, but it's just a bunch of other crazy bitches I'm gonna add to my list, because that shit's fucked up, for one. I mean, Lycan's a pretty smart dude, and he does his damnedest to fight off this toxically feminine bullshit. Yeah, I saw that guy. Seems to be, well, just like all the other crazy bitches we have in our society. So I'm pretty confident that the men will sort that guy out. But yeah, I was asked to review this little video. Katie Lynn, let's see, Unmasked, Crafton and Kim Lycantheory. Yeah, I haven't checked out this video. I was just going to share it and do a reaction to it. I guess maybe Tiff is on there too. I don't know. We'll see. And then I will share. I tried something today that another one of my clients suggested that might be fun for a podcast. So we'll see. It's a trial run. But it's a 1 hour and 9-minute conversation had with one of my clients today. It was great. Always fun. Let's see what this is, though. Oh, wait, let me put up my banner. Fair use banner. There we go. Yeah. That'll be it. All right, Jamie. Tiff. Oh, that thing.
Wait, so you guys took him off, or did he go?
No, he bolted because I'm muted.
Now he's got enough of a way to be like.
Katie, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you? My name's Kate. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hi. I'm from a smaller community here on YouTube. We're kind of new. Basically, what we do is we represent a very small and vulnerable group of women on.
Small and vulnerable group of women. I highly fucking doubt that. Right? Yeah, I chatted with her just briefly last night. But yeah, we're going to get together and compile a list. So, a small and vulnerable group of women, my fucking ass. I can already tell. We represent. All right, Katie. Lenny.
YouTube. So you can see my acronym there. That stands for the Divorced, Single, Recovering, Feministic, Narcissistic, Abuse Surviving Moms of America.
Hold on, I gotta hear that again.
And a recoverable group of women on YouTube. So you can see my acronym there. That stands for the Divorced, Single, Recovering, Feministic, Narcissistic, Abuse Surviving Moms of America.
This has to be a joke, right? Is this chick like trolling the SJW type?
And what this represents basically is a group of women who are very vulnerable to gaslighting and predatory type men. And I came across your channel. I was listening most of the day today. You guys were streaming for a while about this guy, Jamie. And so basically what we do is we compile a list of these men who are online that might be potential predators for the vulnerable women that I represent here on YouTube. And so basically, I don't know if you guys are aware, but women who fall into this category tend to have a 575% higher chance of becoming victims of men like this Jamie guy, right?
575%. Is that Tiff? Is she trolling?
So, and just to explain to you, that thing in that little circle right there, you notice it's somebody kind of leaning back, and there's some gas coming out, they're lighting it on fire, and it says the text up there, it says, I'm sorry. What that means is, I'm apologizing to these vulnerable women on here for the gaslighting that they get from men, because that's what gets them into this gaslighting. So anyways,
Okay.
I'm trying to add this Jamie guy to this list that I have compiled to help protect these vulnerable women. And we have, so when I made it on Excel, I put all these little check boxes, so they did this, they did that, they did this. And he's checking off too many boxes. I can't quite narrow them down to like one category or a couple subcategories. So I've been listening for hours now. And how would you categorize this guy? I mean, Elliot Rogers, that guy was a virgin. He was a virgin. He
Right, for the incel community, right?
He was in an incel community. From my profiling, I believe he was just a virgin loner kind of guy. I don't think he had a
So he got kind of involved in the incel group, which is like it's kind of a faction, almost an entry level faction of sort of this male, supremacy sort of ideology.
Oh.
And it's kind of referring to the fact that they're just socially awkward and cannot, obtain that approval, or get through to dating, things like that.
Right. So they can't date. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
incels, so virgins basically, and
Right,
they get
so-
aggressive because.
Right, involuntarily celibate.
And so he started there, and he's the one who says that himself with that video that we played last one. So he started there and then crossed over to identifying as MGTOW.
No, he started in the pickup artist category.
Oh, that's what
Yeah.
he's checked all.
Elliot Rogers started in the
He's checked off all the boxes. Is what we're saying.
Oh.
Yeah.
If he's hitting all the boxes,
Oh, my.
that's because he's claimed all the boxes at one point.
Well, I need to warn these ladies. Okay, so this Jamie guy. So I noticed that he said some racial slurs and whatnot, and that's dangerous. But I don't know if it's not really what we're looking for. Has he ever been arrested for any type of domestic violence or assault on any women in the past that you know of? Has there been any type of arrest?
Not that I know of. No.
No. Okay. Has he ever doxed any women or gone after their families or contacted anybody in that nature? Oh, he has. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll check that box. When you guys go I notice you expose a lot of people on your streams.
Hello, Harry Coon. How are you? Right. Hello, Chrome Dome. I don't know. I think it's a troll, Chrome. I think Tiffany's troll. I can't tell if it kind of sounds like her. I'm taking it to the SJW extreme. Look at that acronym. It has to be. If not, this woman needs to be fucking shot. Seriously.
I hear an echo.
I do too, a little bit.
It might be that lovely lady up there on the right. Okay. Yeah, that's it, my sweetheart. Thank you for muting. So he's doxed some women online then. And gone after their families?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever show receipts of any of these things that this guy here has done, or do we just kind of word of mouth?
This is one of our first times even talking about him.
Oh, okay. Well, I saw that link. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I saw that link that you dropped in the chat, and you guys said that you weren't sure if you wanted to share that on your channel. And a lot of people don't if they're monetized, and I get it because sometimes it's too intense and stuff. But I would love to share. I'd save that link.
Tiff, is that you? Are you Katie Linney? Is that you? What is Mandy C talking about? Link.
I think that people should hear it, and if it's that disturbing him, but I just want to say that if it's that disturbing, then people need to hear it because it shows the type of person that he is.
Yes. And it's gone across the years, you know.
Did this guy have any current restraining orders out on him or anything like that? I'm sorry, I'm still trying to.
We don't really know at this point. This is something really that would probably be better done in an email. I can't really answer the legal end of.
Well,
oh.
So you don't
Better
really know
done
that
in
much
an
about it,
email.
is what you're trying to say.
Not other than
Is it all hearsay? Is it just kind of like a hearsay situation?
Hearsay.
No, it's not a hearsay. They've seen things.
Oh, they've seen things. Are they going to share them with them? Are they seeing
I have on my channel. I have on my channel.
Oh, okay.
But Granny, well, I would recommend going to. I just put his name in the search bar. Videos will pop up. It's him on camera, his own words. I mean, if you.
I mean, being
I don't
really know if that's like a private relationship. Maybe like away from me, right? That's a whole.
I'm not trying to be rude, but you keep. I'm trying to I can't get a word in. I'm trying to tell. Okay, thank you. I was just saying that when you have a channel, like I put out like a video, I didn't really do much on him, but there are channels that have, so it is out there, his own words, him on camera, all of it. So if you're unaware of it, you can look it up and find that information. I mean,
you're so helpful. Thank you, young lady. Okay.
And you're so condescending.
So that was New Beginnings, if anybody is wondering who that was.
I knew it. I had a feeling. Just saying.
Hello, Chris Mitchell.
Trolling around and inserting yourself into things, which we've seen before.
Hi, Jim. For some reason, I can't hear you. There's some audio issues. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm awfully I'm a busy lady. You know, the funniest thing happened. I was just trying to come up here on your panel, and I accidentally wound up back on their panel over there. It's like, oh shit, pressed on crack. I gotta get out of this panel. Come back here to your panel. Are you there? Can anybody in the chat here? Oh, Jesus, no. Oh. Look at this. It's a Kate show. Okay, everybody. So. Oh, there you are. He's having mic issues? Okay, so while he's trying to sort that out, I'll just introduce myself. Oh, look, there's two of you. I'm going to have to put you on my list twice now.
All right, so I had to basically go on my phone to make this work because for whatever reason, my mic just decided to crap out on me. Kind of like crap didn't stream.
Is that me?
Goodness.
Yeah, so I heard you on that stream before.
Yeah.
And I heard you had some list or something.
Yeah, I have some questions for you, Jamie. I'm with the divorced, single, recovering, feministic, narcissistic abuse surviving moms of the USA. And basically, we're just a little group. We're pretty wet behind the ears still. But we can pop. Okay, so in case you don't know, the women that fall in this category have a 575 higher chance of being victimized by predatory males online. And I compile a little list with my ladies of all these men who might fall into these scary categories that might victimize the ladies in my group, in this little community we have, right? So I kept trying to qualify you, but they didn't seem to be showing any type of proof, or, you know, you young kids, you call it receipts. I didn't see any of that going on, and they didn't really, they were just kind of, it was all like, what would you call it, hearsay, you know?
Right, yeah, no proof, there's nothing on my record or anything they could pull up.
No,
Right.
no, and Elliot Rogers was virgin.
Right.
Yeah. Are you a virgin, Jamie?
No.
No. Okay.
I've had sex with at least one woman.
I just want to make sure everybody knows, because I noticed that some chitter chatter in the chat over there after I left. They're all saying that I'm some troll and Jamie sent me up there to do this and all this shit. I am my own woman. I work on my own free will. Okay, I might be a victim, but I work off my own free will. Nobody tells. What's my name? I forgot my.
Oh man, the buffering. I hope it doesn't do that when I share this this conversation I
My
recorded.
name, I've been drinking a little bit, Jamie. Oh, Kate, my name's Kate. Nobody tells Kate what to do. Okay,
You're from Tennessee. You're from Tennessee. There's a lot of whiskey down there, so I get it.
Lots of whiskey. Oh my God, I just saw somebody named Robbie had sex with 2 women. Robbie, you might make my list.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's assault, brother.
Yeah, that's assault. That falls into our orgy category. Some of the ladies like that category, but I still like to warn them,
Yeah.
Anyways, nobody
It
put me
does
up
sound
going
like
up
the
there,
Bastard Factory.
Right? Jimmy has nothing to do with this. I don't want them to victimize you
Well,
now.
I don't know this woman. That's a long ass acronym,
I had to cover all bases, Oh, and let me explain my avatar there. I made this myself. So you notice there's somebody's ass. There's a fire.
Yeah, it looks dangerous, the fire.
So what that is, that represents gaslighting, because they're lighting some gas. And then I put the text down there in the little corner, that little cursor looking thing. I put, I'm sorry. That's because I'm sorry for all the ladies who've been victimized by the gaslighting men online.
Right, yeah. So you said that I didn't really qualify into that category, or?
Not the orgy category, no. Definitely not the incel, since you've had sex and you've never been arrested. So can't put you in that category. And then everything else you're saying seems to be like hearsay. They don't really back it up with much of anything. So you're kind of like in this purgatory of my list. I don't know what the hell to do with you.
Purgatory.
Yeah, that's tough. Do you have like a list for like normal people, or?
Yeah, but if I had a normal person's list, we all wouldn't be victims in my little community, and that's really what we are. We're victims of these predatory men, and we have to warn each other of other predatory men that we might not have met yet. So I'm getting out in front of it, James.
So I actually have a question for you. Do you think the guy who beat up his girlfriend or wife, when they were living together and they had they have a son and all that. He strangled her. I think he bit her, pulled a knife on her. Do you think this would qualify for any of your list? He was also arrested for this, obviously.
Yes, he would be called what I call him the red flag category. That's one of the ones that we those are very scary. And we put their pictures up on our community page, and we make sure we do all the text in red. We say danger, stranger danger above his face. And then we list all his crimes right underneath. Most of the men like that tend to have turkey necks and like big chins. So we try and list all the crimes they committed on their chin, that neck thing, and then go down their chest.
Right. Okay. Sounds
good.
Also this Kim person. Apparently, she talks about abusive men, but she's a vile and revolting woman who bullies other women, and then shares private information about misappropriation.
She didn't seem that bad, but that Mandy chick up on there, she seemed kind of like a little, I don't know, something gave me the domestic terrorist itch with her, that one. I don't know how maybe it was that big goofy hat she had on, or that stoic stone-looking look on her face. She looks like she never had death on in her life. Somebody needs to find that girl and tickle her with a big goose feather or something. She just looks so mad.
Yeah, I think she experienced some trauma from early on in her life, and it made her have some homicidal ideation later in life, where she wanted to bomb a school. She actually, devised the whole mechanics of building a bomb.
Like take a bath bomb and shit.
Not a bath bomb, like a real bomb, like a boom boom, explode bomb.
Boom boom, like fireworks and shit. Like things are going up in the sky and they're coming back down different than when they started.
No, like Nagasaki, like Hiroshima level bomb.
I drank some of that at sushi the other night. My first time at sushi, and they gave me these little shots of these things. It was called Nagasaki.
No, not like that. Like what's the one with the Boston bombing? Like that bomb.
Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Oh, Boston bomb. Oh, rice cookers and shit like that. Oh.
Yeah.
She did that?
Well, she wanted to do it. She I came up with the whole plan to do it.
She was like daydreaming about it one day, and she that dumb shit told somebody about it.
Yeah.
Those are inside thoughts, Mandy. If you're listening to this 3-string, Mandy, between you and me, girl. Okay, look, you want to stay out of the clank, Mandy? Those are inside thoughts, okay, girl? But don't do that kind of shit, man. That you're giving all women like us or victims a bad name. Okay?
Yeah.
Mandy, you might need some therapy.
So she basically tried to come up with this plan to go bomb a school with little kids in it. And then the FBI, I think, was listening in on the conversation, and then they arrested her, and she was put away for like a year.
The FBI arrested her ass.
Yeah, because it's like a federal crime to do this stuff. So
Hmm.
you know, I find it interesting. She's kind of on this stream and demonizing me on here. And this
She
Right.
should go on my list. I think I need
Yes.
to make a new category on my list for women.
Yeah, do
Yes.
you have a Unabomber list or?
No, but I can add that checkbox. That's no problem.
No, okay.
I can add that checkbox, Jamie. I can add that. Well, the good news is, Jamie, after I talk to you now, I have to say, I don't think you're going to qualify to get on this list.
No.
No. Oh,
Aw.
hold on, Jamie. Somebody's knocking on my door. It might be one of these goddamn kids I got. They're always needing something. You know, I tell them, hang on, kids. Mama's talking to some strange people on the internet right now. I'm trying to save lives, you know, but they don't care. Hold on one second.
Okay. Well, that's disappointing. I thought I was gonna make a bad boy list of some kind. You know, I was gonna be like, yeah, I'm on the list. You know,
Nope.
we need bad guys, and
I'm just hearing shit. This is why I can't drink whiskey this late at night, you know? There's nobody there. Yeah, no, you don't make the list. So you're not a virgin. You don't have any arrests, no restraining orders.
right.
There's no proof of you doing any of these things.
Right. Yeah, they also say I have revenge porn people, but I never did, so that's another
Revenge
thing.
porn? Oh, is that like where you take nudies and then you put them on the internet and everybody points and laughs?
Yeah.
Okay. You never done that?
No.
Okay, no, I haven't seen you do that. I might have been in the bushes following you for a little while, Jim. I'm not gonna lie. Jim, I have to tell you, I'm a little bit of a fan, and I'm kind of nervous right now being up here with you, you know, because this is like super exciting for me. Even though I was gonna put you on my list, it's still kind of, you know, that I was conflicted.
Mm-hmm. Well, I am single, just so you know.
Oh, you're single.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. How do you like baggage? Because I got a lot of it, Jamie. Jamie, do you think you can help me out with this list? Because my ladies are real scared. They're real big victims. So why do you think those people are doing that shit over? Yeah, like a whore in the church. That's right.
Right. Yeah, I would say they're probably doing it because of jealousy, or maybe because they're afraid of me or something. I think, you know what they say. You always fear what you don't understand.
Yes, we do. I don't understand a lot, so I'm very scared all the time. All the time I feel fear, so I don't know nothing.
Oh, that was great. I love it, Tiff. That would be Alice if she had a better vocabulary. And was actually funny. All right. Well, I still need those names for my list because I heard some awful things last night that made me very angry. So these crazy bitches that get away with destroying fucking reputations. Speaking of, I had a really good chat with one of my clients today. And I got his permission to record it while we were doing his haircut. So, yeah. No, I mean, from what he was talking about last night, that's fucked up. That's severely fucked up, and that is exactly what women do to men all the time. So, yeah, those crazy cunts are definitely going on my list because I actually have a list of domestic terrorists. So, I'm going to share this though. You guys can watch me do a haircut and have a conversation with somebody that's way fucking more important than all of these crazy bitches online. So, and I'm gonna drop down to the chat and start collecting fucking links to channels for my list. So. So, I got a visit
Okay.
from Texas A&M Campus Security, and no, check out this card.
Yeah, Brazos County Sheriff's Office. So, what were you
Because
doing?
of my YouTube channel.
Exercising free speech?
Yeah, I was. Well, this crazy bitch that I just showed you that, you know, admitted to calling Texas A&M. It's one of many crazy bitches. They literally called up at the psychology department and said I was planning on blowing it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you said anything remotely like that?
No. They keep claiming that, oh, well, I deleted the videos, that, you know, it's the same bullshit they all say.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah. I know.
So
they
what
showed up at my fucking house, Kelly.
So you said UPD and the Sheriff's Department showed up?
Yeah.
No, I saw the card.
Yeah, but it says Joint Criminal Investigations Joint Terrorism Task Force.
Oh.
Yeah.
So somebody can say to anybody that somebody has criminal intent and that warrants. I mean, I understand. See something, say something.
Right.
Okay, I get that. On the one hand, because we had a lot of people at not you, but other states, other issues, saw something, thought something, and then thought, no, I'll be labeled something. I'm not going to say anything, and these people ended up shooting up, you know. Schools or receptions or God knows whatever. So, okay, on the one hand, I can see the caution.
Right. Well, and it took them a while to even come here because they watched my channels for a while.
Okay.
And they were like, I don't really see anything. I mean, both of the guys, different places, right?
Was it 2 different visits? 1 visit?
No, 1 visit, 2 dudes. One from A&M.
Okay.
And then.
Were they cordial?
Oh, yeah, no, they were gentlemen. Complete gentlemen.
Okay.
And I gave them the rundown on what's going on and what I'm doing. And actually, the dude from the sheriff's office pointed me towards the Texas penal codes to see if I could find anything in there that I could use for domestic, emotional, and mental terrorism that these feminists fucking cause. Apparently, there's no laws to protect people against toxically female nature and reputation destruction. I mean, you can sue people, but as far as the criminal activity and the malicious intent trying to cancel me.
No, but that makes perfect sense. No, and I'm not saying I agree with it, but if you disagree with somebody, then, and this is, I'm sorry, it doesn't make perfect sense. It makes no sense. But in today's society, when we dislike what somebody says, we can't just civilly disagree with them or debate them. We have to eliminate them, destroy them. Yes. So,
and that's
because
toxic female nature.
Because we no longer know how to debate or have an civil argument or to agree to disagree. We have to, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
So, long story short, these crazy bitches have been trying to use these toxically feminine tactics to take me out, right? Mm-hmm. They usually work on men. And they keep sending men after me. Mm-hmm. And they sent 2 straight white men to my door so I could recruit them.
So, yeah.
Oh, no. They were like,
Okay, so, there are countless examples.
Yeah.
So, and you remember, I recounted to you, and you may have heard it straight from my wife's mouth. Mm-hmm. My wife is Asian, and This is back during the height of Asian hate or whatever was going on.
Right.
And my wife is in a WebEx discussion or Zoom or what have you. And somebody said to her that, you are a discriminated class and you've been put upon and you've been in. She said, no, I haven't. And said, yeah, you have. She said, no, this country's given me everything. It's given me opportunity. It's given me this. Not everybody has liked me or liked the way I look or what have you, but this country's given me unprecedented opportunity. And I'm grateful for all of it. And basically the way the conversation ended was, you're not smart enough to understand that you're an aggrieved class. And my wife, who lost her entire country only to get a master's degree, and she, her, she's a relatively intelligent individual, refuses to be a victim. And therefore, we have to block her. We have to unfriend her. We have to, and again, the people that did that are highly learned people.
Is it learned though, or is it indoctrinated?
No. Well, let me. No. Aside from what their personal ideology is, they have terminal degrees. They have credentials.
Oh yeah.
So society would identify these people as
authorities
and intelligent. I would just say intelligent, whether they have authority or not.
Well, they should be. They fucking should be for that kind of money, Kelly.
Well, I don't know what they make. I'm not saying that. So all that aside.
No, I mean the cost of the degree.
Oh well, perhaps.
They should be.
No. Well, but there are those people. So I've got a friend pursuing a PhD, and he's retired, and he's not doing it to teach. He's doing it for his own edification. And that's admirable. So he's going to that expense for himself because he wants to do that, and that's. So remove all those other things. That's when people see PhD, JD, MD, they're like, wow, this person is sharp.
Yeah.
Well, whether they're prestigious or not, they're intelligent. And it's something I was thinking about on the way over here. So my father, who's passed, but I greatly admire, as you know, said, I remember he said this to me, he said, Hoss, I admire every man because every man knows something I don't.
Exactly.
So, and I was just having this discussion with somebody in my office that when I go to solve a problem with somebody, I don't care if you're there to carry out the trash,
right,
or you're the head of $1 billion. Again, you have my respect.
Yeah. Until you don't.
Well, no. But I will be deferential, and I don't look down. As a matter of fact, I have great appreciation for the people that empty the trash from my office or carry it off from the front of my house. Really, I mean, honestly, I do. I have great appreciation for those folks. So by extension, I will automatically, I'm always deferential to folks.
Yeah.
And I think it's just being polite. But I guess I fail to understand how, hey, we're here for the same purpose. We're trying to accomplish this. And then you get that, but you're just this title, or you're not, you don't do research, or you don't do that. Yes. Yeah. But I'm just trying to provide the infrastructure so that you can provide that.
Right.
And there's a class distinction.
Right.
And I'm like, that's most times I don't care. I think my ego is healthy enough for like, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, is that necessary? And I don't want to paint with too broad a brush. Yeah. Because I work with people that are first name basis, and hell, they've been nominated for amazing stuff. They're just, so I don't want to paint with too broad a brush, but when you run across that, I've talked to you about this before. My name is Dr. I will say, no, dude, that's your title.
Right.
That's your title. And I'm always impressed when I meet somebody and they're an impressive individual and a kind individual, and you've known them for 6 weeks or 3 days or 9 hours. And then you find out, oh, wow, they have all this education. They've attained all this.
Right.
But they didn't need to lead with that because their ego is so healthy. They're so secure in their own skin that they don't have to say, look at me, I am somebody.
Right.
And they don't have to do it with the first word out of their mouth. My name is Doctor, or my name is.
So have you come across Dr. First Name chicks?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
No.
Okay, because I've come across quite a few of those online. I mean, these are psychology credential, but it's like Dr. Carlin.
Well, no, but that's like, who's that guy on, oh, hell, I've never watched an episode. Dr. Phil, Dr. Phil. Is that his name? Phil?
Yeah, Phil.
I don't know. I've never watched an episode. He's a friend of Oprah's or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not too bunched up about that because, it's a sort of a Southern affectation where when I was in Alabama for 6 years, they would introduce like my wife to children or somebody as Miss Lisette, and children would refer to her as Miss Lisette. Now, I don't think they'd refer to her as Dr. Lisette, but But if a pediatrician wanted to do that, I'm fine with that, or what have you. I don't know. I try to I don't want to get so bunched up about language that I'm the diametric opposite of the you didn't use my preferred pronouns that I chose this morning. Demi Lovato, I had a press conference that, my pronouns are, honey, I don't care what I don't care. You're not that important. I don't. And so when I say, I don't know, she had some big damn announcement, and God help me, I wasted 12 seconds to read a headline or something, but this self-importance. So when I'm talking to somebody on the phone, and again, I was raised, I guess, with Southern predilections or something. So when somebody helps me or talks to me on the phone, I'll say, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord, I did that. I said, thank you, ma'am, only to find out that the guy that was coming to work the cattle, I thought I was talking to his wife, and it was him. And it was just the tone of his voice. And you know what? This big old cowboy didn't beat the crap out of me because I misgendered him, because he
probably gets it off him if it's.
Oh, no, or whatever. You just let it go. My name is Kelly. Right. I'm 6'3". I'm huge. My name's Kelly. And so most of my emails come to me, Ms. Templin. And I'm fine with that. I do not care. I do not. I'm not important enough to care about that. And again, if somebody's trying to offend me, they're going to fail, because I'm going to assume they're making a honest mistake.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a lack of grace. I don't mean it in a spiritual term. It's just a lack of grace. It's like the guy in front of you is looking at his phone when he's supposed to go. That irritates the crap out of me. Yeah. But I've done it. So instead of wishing great harm on somebody when I'm behind him, now it's just like, come on, dude. I'm trying to give him a little grace, because I'm committing that same sin, if you will. Yeah. So I wish we could do that a little bit more, where we're just, you get home and, you don't feel like you have to kick the dog because you're so stressed out. And good. And life's so short. So you see these little acts of, again, grace. You see these little, let somebody merge in front of you. Yeah, you're in a hurry, but let somebody merge in front of you. And there are a million ways to do that. I know. And then I see where we have to ruin somebody's career and their societal standing because I referred to you as what I thought would be your appropriate pronouns.
Or if you just call somebody out for being a lying hypocrite.
Well, but again,
then they try to destroy you.
But I would say this a minute. I think there's a way, and so there's a way to do that.
Yeah. How?
And there's a great line from Saving Private Ryan. I don't know if you remember the film, but they're marching out. Okay. Well, the sniper, who I believe is supposed to be from Texas, he says, Captain, seems to me the Lord has made me a fine instrument of war. And the captain stops him. And he said, hey, listen up, Gasparzo. This is how you complain. What I mean is, you can just say, you're an idiot. I hope you burn in hell, which usually doesn't give you a lot of traction.
Right.
Or you can calmly point out the fact that they're being contradictory in their arguments.
Yeah.
They're being.
That's how it started.
And no. And I know you, so I assume that was the case. Yeah. Sometimes people resent that more, I think, but.
Right. Well, and then I got called a communist and a feminist. I mean, this crazy bitch was literally throwing rocks it from the bushes and then complaining that I'm like, hey, what are you doing?
But isn't it always more stinging when people call you something that you have never been and couldn't possibly be? I mean, you just wonder.
It doesn't really bother me.
No. I mean it sarcastically.
Yeah.
It's like, what is your system of logic where you are?
There is none.
I know.
Yeah.
Of course, that's kind of what I'm getting at, but and that hurts even more.
Well, that I wasted my time thinking.
I don't mean you. I mean her. I mean, it stings more.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you calmly point out the fallacy in somebody's argument, and then you see it wash over them that, oh crap, I have been hypocritical. You can do one of two things at that point. You can say, you're right. Good Lord, I didn't even catch that.
Right.
And I really need to think that over. Or you can do what most of the world does and say, you're a lying communist bitch, and I hope you burn in hell.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
And again, it's a point of human failing. We all fall into that. We all fall into that where we get so worked up. And then if you're like me, when I do fall into that little chasm, I immediately regret it. You know what I'm saying? And so
yeah, but you have self-awareness.
Yeah,
these people.
But I'm not always. Come on, I'm married. Hell, I get in arguments and lose them, and then I don't want to apologize for being a jackass. So I'm human like anybody else, right?
Yeah, but
no, and I remember I told you this story. I got so mad at Trey, and I just railed on it. And he was in elementary school. He was at Crockett Elementary, and I made a point to pick him up from school that day, and I took him to a park, and I said, "What I did was wrong." And I apologized to him, and he said, "Papa, it's okay." And I said, "No, son, it's not. What I did was wrong, and I want you to know that I and so I probably don't do that enough, but I wanted him to know. I did not want him to take away from that.
Yeah.
That I could just be an arbitrary ass.
A lot about.
Yeah. Well, but okay, so I've gotten mad at folks I work with and everything like that, and it's a little bit different, but I think it's important to say, hey, I shouldn't have responded that way. And that provides you a little bit more grace too when you know what I'm saying? I meant reciprocity, where they come back and say,
right.
Hey, yeah, we all do that, man. Come on.
Yeah.
We all lose it. Where none of us is going to bat 1,000.
Well, but for 5 months or 6 months, this crazy bitch has been sitting her fucking happy ass in her dad's house.
She looked relaxed.
There's this chick that I really like a lot more than those crazy bitches. Her name's Mrs. Sunkiss. She calls it flatbacking.
What she does all day?
Flatback, yeah.
Okay.
That's her terminology for being a slut.
So,
which she's an attention whore for sure.
This is the downside of. It's like anything, the internet's an incredible thing, but now we've spawned people who already sort of were filled with self-importance.
Right.
But now, they're.
Now they have a platform.
Yes, and I'm sure they're reaching 13 people, most of whom are their family members, but it fills. No. I know a lot of them blow up. Don't be wrong.
No.
We have something I don't understand today called influencers and things like that. 23 years old and billionaires.
She's not that much of an influencer, but she reaches a lot of people because of her going around and talking to people about me. Yeah. Which makes her look like a fucking fool, but she was able to actually fucking terrorize some people. Like, apparently she got the police involved. She said something about me sending some shit to her. The lies and the slander out of this crazy bitch's mouth to get people on her side.
People have always been able to do that, and it's hearsay, of course, to call the police and say, she said this to me or she said. And I get now, especially in the day and age we live in, where if they didn't follow up on that and then you went to campus and tried to do something that, they would be remiss. And they'd be barbecued in the press because they didn't follow through.
Well, and I told the gentlemen that were here, and they were super helpful. We chatted for quite a while about all sorts of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was like, do you know any bombers that are female? Yeah. I'm like, for one, I'm pretty technologically fucking retarded, and this is not even a physical war. this is an informational and
Yeah.
an emotional and mental war.
Hmm.
So yes, I will be hitting Texas A&M. I'm going to bombard it with content. I'm going to bombard
Well,
it
but you see,
various
this is,
different departments with content.
but this
I'm
is
like,
where this
I'm a
is,
chick.
but this is where this is dangerous, because somebody's going to edit that where I am going to hit it so hard, you know, and that, oh, there's that terroristic threat again. They're going to edit what you say. And
Well,
now,
they can't though, because they already know.
no, I know
But they
that.
try.
I
They
know
try with these clips.
But they can go to somebody else and alarm somebody else. And anyway, it's empowering. Well, this is the downside again of some of these platforms, is we've empowered the lowest common denominator.
Oh yeah.
And given them power to terrorize or to potentially terrorize.
Yeah.
And you could cyber stalk people, you can do all kinds of stuff. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, this is why I am more and more comfortable with the notion of driving home to my farm where my cows can console me, because they listen to me, they pretend to care what I'm talking about. And, you know, and I joke with you, you know, the more I deal with people, the more I like cows.
Yeah.
But, there's some comfort in that. There's some, you know, it's the solitude, it's the stars at night. I listen to the coyotes and pigs fighting all night long. It was really going to town on the neighbor's pasture. But it's just nice to be able to sort of escape all of this, or at least believe I'm escaping all of this.
Yeah, ignore it for a while.
Yeah.
Well, you have to deal with a lot of shit.
Well, we all do.
Yeah, but you.
No, I mean, look, the last thing I ever wanted to be was a bureaucrat.
Right.
And so, you know, so I'm a bureaucrat. And in a way, I got presented with a very particular challenge, and I was able to find a way through it, I think, to pretty much everybody's satisfaction. And that's great. So again, I guess there are benefits to having, you know, be able to find your way through these. The rules and regulations are there for a reason, and there's a time and a place when they don't always apply, and this is a public safety matter, you know, that we need to be able to help those that help us, and anyway, so it's nice, I guess, every now and then to have a little bit of an affirmation that yes, there's a good reason why you have had put up with all this bureaucracy. At least you have the experience to find your way through it, you know, and
Yeah.
And anyway, so no, it's complicated, but it's not all bad. I mean, I've got a great staff, and I love being around them, so that's all good.
Yeah.
You have to put it in context. It's what I told, you know, I work with 2 retired Marines. And one in particular is just a hard charger. One of the hardest working people that I know. And God knows, you know, where would I be without him? But he gets frustrated because he's used to a chain of command, and he's used to, you know, he gets frustrated. And I told him once, I said, you know, brother, you've got to find some zen in this. I said, you can't take this home. And he was the one, you know, he texted me at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Oh.
And I was like, James, this problem's going to be there in the morning. Not that I'm glad you're concerned with it. I'm glad you're focused on it, but don't take this home.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to solve this. Don't take it home. He's had a hard life.
Yeah.
I mean, his body is broken in many respects, but I understand. And again, I'd rather reel somebody in than have to take a cattle prod to him, you know, to get him to be productive. I certainly know that problem, but I see that with that frustration, and he wonders sometimes, why are you so calm? This is because getting upset is not going to be productive. And, you know, of course that's the response. Of course the response is no, or of course the response is, you know. And sometimes it's hard to understand that's the reason we're there, to get to yes, to get to.
Yeah.
This is another reason I like riding a tractor, because I can turn around and see what I've done.
Yeah.
I said that to somebody, and it was very gratifying, because they said, actually, look at all that you've done. I mean, seriously, look at this. Look what you've done in this period of time. Look at all of this. And you know, when you're 6 inches from it, you know, you drive past it every day, you're in the weeds with it every day and everything. You don't really log it as success. You just go on to the next fight, or the next issue, or the next challenge.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to have somebody come and say, holy cow. So that was nice. And it was nice that they stopped me and sort of made a point of, hey, you need to take stock of all this.
Yeah.
He didn't say take credit, just, gain some satisfaction from this. And that was nice.
Yeah. Well, having, being swatted was kind of one of the last things on my list. I mean, I've literally collected all the things that these crazy bitches do to men.
Mm-hmm.
So from being accused of all sorts of shit, being accused of being a pedophile, because that crazy bitch, she called me a pedophile because I pointed out that she shouldn't be putting her 7-year-old on the fucking internet to try to prove a point to some.
Yeah, but that's very fashionable right now, to take your kids to prove a political point.
Yeah, well, she always accuses me of being a leftist. I'm like, this crazy bitch literally.
I can assure you.
Up a handbook.
I can assure you, and anybody who does not know you, that you are anything but a leftist.
Well, she's just pissed because I want to repeal the 19th Amendment and take away all bastard factory welfare programs.
Good luck with that.
That's what she's upset about. And I'm sorry, if you've been pregnant 3 times without being married once, once is what is this? How does that saying go?
It's fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on me. Well, the Russian saying is fool me once, shame on me, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, fool me 3 times and I'm dead. That's the Russian saying, meaning you can't fool me 3 times. That's not what you're getting at.
No. Like once is by chance, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. Yeah.
Or a lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean nobody.
But in this day and age, Amanda, they're going to make that you use the term the M word, marriage, which is a dying thing.
Well, yeah.
And so you're trying to force the patriarchy on her. I'm being ridiculous on purpose.
No, I'm. That's exactly what I'm doing.
So I've always told you I'm a Neanderthal. I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah.
I very much believe in the institution of marriage because I like the idea of the commitment.
Yeah.
And which relates back to something you have talked about extensively is, and it's not just, I'm not talking about supporting a spouse, but about children.
Yes. Your legacy.
So I have 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
And my youngest is 22, a senior in college.
Wait. Did you marry before she carried?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
But, well, a point that I was making is, I'm obligated to those kids for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
Even when they're not in my charge and they're all of the age of the majority, I'm still obligated to them. Yeah. And I remember when it washed over me when my oldest was born that for most intents and purposes, my life was over. There was no more focus on me. Everything I think, said, and did had to be predicated on the welfare of that child.
Yeah.
So all the decisions that I make, and you know me and you know my wife, so we've struggled. We've certainly had our issues. Yeah. I will tell you, I think it's harder to stay together than it is to divorce in a lot of cases. And I'm not preaching. I'm not saying there should be no divorce or that people should stay together. I'm not saying that at all. But I know people that ended marriages for convenience, for this and that another, and the children are left. I'm just saying your focus should always be on the child.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying don't divorce. I'm not saying that. I'm just that your first consideration should always be your children. Yeah. And I don't see that.
Yeah.
I don't, and in society writ large.
Yeah.
And so we're damaging the most precious thing in the world. I don't know. It's so strange for me to, hear from my children's friends that they don't really have a relationship with their father, or they don't really have a relationship with their mom. And I feel terrible for them. I'm not saying that's their fault. I just feel terrible for them because I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And
well, you and Lizette are good parents. Now, if your parents super fucking toxic,
yeah,
it's actually worse to keep them in your life. Like my mom, for instance. I had 2 great dads,
mm-hmm.
and I had an awesome nana. My mom.
Yeah. Well, look, my mom had issues. My mom had issues because she was, her father was a profound alcoholic, and she was the oldest. He mistreated her, not sexually, but physically. Even when she was a little girl, you know, and so my mother grew up with this rage, and for whatever reason, that tended to focus on me. You know, but did she do pretty well with the hand she was dealt? Yeah, you know, she kind of did. Even my father admitted that I caught the brunt of her, and I don't know why that was. I think it was because we're so much alike. But
yeah, of course.
But am I mad at her? No. Was I mad at her? Oh, hell yeah. You know, it's hard to understand these things when you're a kid.
Yeah.
So that's why I hope my children will extend to me the same, I don't know, latitude, grace, what have you. Because God knows I've made mistakes and I'm going to continue to make mistakes. But
you're not a parasite on society. You actually contribute.
Depends on who you ask.
No, you actually positively contribute to society, Kelly. My mom, the entire time I've ever known her, is constantly. I mean, she's a smart woman,
mm-hmm.
and she totally could have, you know, did something positive with that, but
yeah.
She uses all of that to take advantage of people, screw people over. Like, she has no soul.
So have you seen Hillbilly or read Hillbilly Elegy?
Yes.
So Rachel McAdams plays the mother.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's a great actress. But I'm sitting there thinking, you know, your son's in the Marine Corps, then he finishes undergraduate school 3 years, gets into Yale Law School. He's trying to find, you know, an internship, you know, clerkship, something like that. Oh, it's one. Thank you. Great. I've got meetings next week and I just wanted to clean it up. So thank you. But I think, how selfish are you? Your son is trying to, you know, interview for clerkships and everything like that. And you're barricaded in a hotel room. And I think I roughly understand the notion of addiction. I just, but it's you've got to, again, put your kids first. You've got, and I don't want to. I think I'm lucky in some regards because, again, my parents and et cetera, et cetera. So I don't want to say, you know, that J.D. Vance's mother was a bad person. We're all dealt a different hand.
There were good times though.
Yeah. But I mean, again, you can't be the center of your universe when you have kids. You can't. You've given up that right. In my mind, you've given up that right. And, And those folks that are still, I don't know, the focus of their own lives, and I think you can kind of see that, you know, where they're
super
not
narcissistic.
Yeah, and
well, our society rewards that shit.
Yeah. But again, I'm not trying to say I'm the patron saint of marriage here. I'm not batting 1,000. I haven't always been a great father or husband. I'm not saying that. It's just as an observer, I'm watching this and saying, how can you do that to your kids? How do you get your, I don't know, that sounds awfully simplistic.
These kind of people, they don't see their children as their children. They see them as utilities or the enemy. That's it.
Yeah, maybe
That's
so.
it.
Maybe
No.
so. And I can't relate to that.
Yeah.
I can't relate to that at all. No. I told my kids that, you know, I was given this concept of unconditional love from my parents and my dad told me once, because I think my parents had expectations for my education and they didn't expect me to be the president of the United States or anything like that. It wasn't that.
Right.
I was expected to, you know, go to school. I think they defaulted that I would go to college and that I would somehow be a productive member of society, but they never defined what that was. And I'll never forget when I changed my major in college, I always had to sort of check in with Pop. Dad was never a dictator, but he could always sort of, in a way, say, I don't know, hey, that's fine with me. And then it washed over me and I felt good. I don't know. It was an affirmation. I remember I called him and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about changing my major." And my dad said, "I always knew you weren't an engineer." Why didn't you tell me that? He said, "That's not for me to tell you.
Right.
That's for you."
Yeah.
So, and I thought, wow, that's really kind of wonderful. But I remember he said this to me. He said, Dad called me Hoss, and he said, "Hoss, I don't care if you dig ditches for a living." He said, "If you do it, be the best there is at it."
Yeah.
He
My
said,
dad was like that too.
He said, I hope you can make a living at that. But if you can't, it's okay. You can always come home.
Yeah.
And I remember, wow, that was so profound for me that it was just that it doesn't matter where you are, what you do, you'll always be loved.
Yeah.
And so that was nice. So I told my kids that whether you win the Nobel Prize or you're on death row, I will still love you unconditionally. There's nothing you can ever do that will divorce that unconditional love. Nothing you can ever do. I wanted them to know, to hear that, what I heard from my father. So,
yeah.
And I think they know that. I mean, my daughter and I still have our little disagreements. I got a visitor here.
Yeah, she's.
And Tori, my little boy, went and got his thighs tattooed, and it's like, what? But
yeah.
But he's still a great kid, and he's just a great kid with thigh tattoos. So, I don't get to dictate. I'm not trying to control him. He's a grown man. He'll make good decisions.
Yeah.
I had this hard and fast rule: while you're under my roof, you're not spending money on that. You're going to focus on this, and you're going to do that. Yeah. And so when Trinity went out and defied me and did that, it wasn't the tattoo. It was that it was being, it was that I had one rule, just one.
Yeah.
And I finally talked to her about that. And anyway.
Yeah.
It was neither here nor there. It's not Hilda Dial. So what, have we beat the dead horse?
I don't know. I have quite a bit of beating to do later.
Well,
whores.
I want all these people to get well.
Yeah, me too. But in order for them to get well, they have to stop fucking lying.
True. So, but what I mean is, I'm not saying to find Zen with this. I don't know if there's Zen to be found with this.
Oh, I'm so Zen.
Well, but it's important not to hate them.
Oh, I don't hate them.
No. It's easy to say, I hate this, I love this.
Hate's too strong of an emotion for them.
I reserve hate for the people that are trying to harm my children. I reserve hate for.
Well.
No. I reserve it because, seriously, I want people to be well. I want them to be happy.
Reputation destruction and trying to call Texas A&M because they think I fucking work there.
No. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be upset. That's not what I mean. But from the brief video that you showed me, it looks like you're dealing. Let's just say that she has issues.
Oh, major. She's.
So you're.
No. She's a malicious.
I know.
Fucking idiot.
But
that's worse.
Just remember, you're punching down. Okay.
I'm not punching anything.
No, verbally, intellectually. Just remember.
Well, I keep telling her she's wrong. She doesn't listen. She got herself in a lot of fucking trouble. So, but again, I kept telling her stop.
I think sarcasm is an art form.
Yeah.
And so when I used to
comedian,
when I used to write these letters to the editor, there was always a sense of irony in there because
I'm not a writer either.
No, but I would point out something. I would point out the fallacy of an argument.
Yes. And
it was self-evident. And a couple times it was the opinions editor of the paper was the guy I was talking to. It's a long time ago, but what was funny is I was at a function and I sought this guy out. He'd never laid eyes on me because these were letters to the editor. Right. And I can tell you his name, but anyway, we were at this function and we talked and we're getting along great. And he finally said, "I'm Juan." And I said, I know who you are, Juan. I'm Kelly Temple. And it washed over him that this is a guy he hated. And we were getting along great.
Right.
I did it on purpose.
Right. Yeah.
That we were just getting along like gangbusters.
Yeah.
And it just, what you could see, it just washed over him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because I never did anything, I was never personal about it, but I would point out the hypocrisy in his arguments, or I would point out that, these things aren't aligned. And it, God knows it bothered him. I know that because the editor of the paper told me it really bothered him. This was a large metropolitan newspaper.
Yeah. Well, but with her, like the personal attacks started coming my way first.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
But you know
reciprocity, because I'm all about reciprocity.
But you also know that means that their
Yes.
platform is weak.
Yes.
I mean, this is not just a common tactic. It's practically the only tactic left. I mean, it's how rare is it that somebody is sitting there calmly making a justification or an argument or something, or pointing out facts and figures, and you've got your footnotes and you've got history. Yeah. Nobody does that anymore. Part of that is, you've got 144 characters to demolish somebody, or 144 characters to do character assassination.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit different on video. Well, but again, I don't know why there's satisfaction in that, but I can.
Because if I'm gone and people don't listen to me, and they can twist the perception of people that actually know me,
I'm talking about her.
They win.
I mean, where she gets joy in that, or where anybody gets joy in that. But so you know this. You listen to people.
Yes.
You not share this. You listen to people, and they get people on that are the diametric opposite of their thought processes, and they have an interesting high level discussion, and they'll point out.
But that takes emotional and mental stability.
Well, I think you're kind of making my point. No, you're making my point. That's why I say you're punching down.
No. Well, these bitches be crazy, Kelly.
I know that. I get that. I get that part.
But crazy bitches are running.
No, okay. So you take an Oxford Don and you put him in a room with a raging alcoholic that just put down, 36 beers.
Yeah.
This is the discussion that's taking place.
Yes. Oh, I know.
Maybe slight exaggeration on that, but this is what you're involved in right now. You're not going. You're not going to win this person over, right?
That's not my objective. My objective is getting rid of the power that those kind of people have. So I've been collecting their whole fucking smear campaign for months, because guess what? There is not enough research done on female competition.
Or mental illness.
Or proper stuff for mental illness, and how crazy bitchery is contagious, and how they fearmonger. They take advantage of these people that already have these implicit biases of racism and all the things, and then they recruit those people because they're feeding a pre-existing fear that these people already have.
Mm-hmm.
And so they literally latch onto these people and fearmonger them. So the guys in this situation I see as the victims, and the females. And there's about 12 of them, main ones. Those are the ones I see as the perpetrators. So.
I don't know. There are folks that will justify that because, there's no doubt about it. The world is still very paternalistic. I think, like you, I see the downside of the rush to correct history in X number of months. We're going to correct all the sins of the past, and we're going to do this by all these various means and methods. So we're going to throw the baby out the bathwater, and we're going to harm young men and boys. So I agree with you on all that. Kid keeps growing.
I know.
Good God. I just don't know how to slow down that cascade, and it's just bewildering to me.
Oh.
No, but again, it's
you have to build a wall. You have to set boundaries.
Yeah.
You have to not include everybody into all the conversations.
So, with some of this crazy stuff going on out there, I don't have grandkids.
Not yet.
I don't have grandkids, but I've already talked to Lisette about some of the craziness in public schools that we're seeing. And I've asked her, I said, hey, what do you think about when that comes to pass about having to put our kids through parochial school or helping to offset homeschool or helping to offset our grandkids. And especially because, where my son lives now and where they're likely to live when this comes to pass, it scares me that, again, what they're going to hear in school, their parents may not be told what they're being taught or what they're being.
Right.
And hopefully that pendulum is swinging a little bit. I'm hearing all kinds of stuff, but then I hear it's still pervasive. And I don't know what happened to the notion that we couldn't just teach our kids reading, writing, and arithmetic. They're social studies, and we want them to be good citizens and that sort of thing. Just wondered if we've gone astray somewhere there. Hey, babe. Hey, babe. But part of this is, I've heard this from so many teachers that since children are not being parented at home, they're seeking structure at school, or teachers are left to parent children.
Right. Well, that's why we need to fire all the women, send them back home so they can raise their kids.
I'm not gonna go. Well,
I'll do it, Kelly.
The vast majority of elementary school teachers are teacher-spirited women.
Yeah, that don't have children.
Yeah, no, not entirely.
So they like to.
I still think we need to treat the sickness and not throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think there are a lot of good teachers.
Yeah.
And a lot of good female teachers. I had some of them growing up. So
yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
But they already raised kids by the time they got to me.
Yeah, but I know teachers with kids, and I think even those without that are probably pretty good teachers. I don't know. I mean, I'm not in that game anymore. But that's why I'm waiting for the next round, which is my grandkids. And I don't know. My kids graduated from high school here, and they did fine. Well, not sure when Trinity started being indoctrinated, but my youngest. But
college.
No, that was in high school.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's when
not by her teachers, really. It was by her peers, I think.
Yeah. Well, I have a fourth grader that I just chopped all their damn hair off not too long ago. Who's non-binary. Now she goes to a Catholic private school. Her mom spends a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
But her mama also encourages the fluidity of
I was gonna say
gender. So, because she's a professor.
I was gonna say I don't think she got that. Not this local Catholic
Her
school.
sister went first. Her sister was in middle school. She's in fourth grade. I've been doing this girl's hair since she was 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
the trendy non-binary crap.
Yeah. Again, Bill Maher had an interesting monologue on this. I don't know if you saw it. And he pushed back against a lot of it. He said, talked about the number of trans and non-binary and what have you in California, which is many, many times per capita what it is. And he said in Ohio.
Yeah. So
is there something in the water in Ohio? Or pardon me, California, that's not, I think he was getting at.
Right.
Societal,
environmental. Obviously.
And he said, if it used to be when you ask a kid, what do you want to be? It meant for Halloween,
Right.
And so he said, and if it was up to kids as to what they were going to do for a living, the world would be full of princesses and cowboys.
Yes.
He said, so when 2-year-old Johnny decides to wear his older sister's princess party dress, can we please forestall, getting out the dick saw?
Really, you're right. Yeah.
Because, when your kid doesn't know if he wants to be the Incredible Hulk or football player for Halloween, maybe he's not emotionally and physically developed enough to decide what gender he wants to be for the rest of it. He, she, they, their, whatever.
Yeah. Did you see Matt Walsh talk up here at Texas A&M about that?
Yeah.
How was that received?
And knowing the student body at Texas A&M probably pretty well.
Yeah.
I can't speak for the faculty. And again, I know faculty on both ends of the range.
Yeah.
Far left and far right. I'm sure a lot of them in the middle. I don't know about the faculty. I'm assuming the student body, because it was certainly well attended.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And very lightly protested.
Yeah.
Very lightly.
Yeah, but again, this is the downside of free speech. You know, I was proud of A&M. They what was this guy? I didn't go see the idiot, but Spencer.
Yeah.
Of course, you allow that idiot to speak.
Yeah.
Of course you do. You
allow
allow that
all
idiot
idiots to
you allow the
speak.
idiots to speak.
Yeah.
They're what they profess is self-evident. You know,
Right.
of course they're idiots, but you don't stifle free speech.
Right.
And then you allow intelligent people access so they can make an opinion for themselves. This idea that we're going to stop the speaker from appearing, or we're going to burn down the venue, or we're calling a bomb threat.
Right.
I mean, that's the antithesis of intellectual exchange, or even if it's not intellectual exchange. You know, that's what I used to say to my McCarthyist aunt. She'd say, "Why are you reading this?" And I'd always say, "Marianne, I just thought I should read it before I burn it." You know, instead of burning it and not reading it.
Right.
So yeah, I was reading Das Kapital. Wasn't even a school assignment. I was in high school. I decided I know I don't like it. I assume I don't like it. I need to read it. It was garbage.
Yeah.
But at least I can say I've read it, so I can make an intellectual argument for why Karl Marx was not just wrong, but dead wrong, right?
Yeah.
So you listen to Richard Spencer, is that his name?
Richard Spencer, yeah.
You listen to Richard Spencer say, what an idiot, fallacy, 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 fallacy.
Right.
God forbid you agree with him, but you have the right to do that too. I thought this was still America.
Well, see, you know what? And I've spent the past 18 months, because that's how long I've been doing this, Kelly. Year and a half now.
Mm-hmm.
I have listened to so many people, and what I have found is, you know that saying, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't completely write people off because they have something to contribute, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, no. I think you're right.
Even if it's just an example of what not to do.
But then, and also on that note, you hear about these people that were, you know, devout white supremacists.
Right.
And they've seen the error of their ways.
Right. After a good conversation, right?
Or years of evidence or what have you. So maybe you're the turning point. Maybe you're that person that has that conversation. So maybe that's more valuable than throwing things at them or threatening to kill them or trying to harm them.
Right.
So,
or trying to deplatform by getting a band of crazy bitches together to keep reporting your fucking channel.
Right. So we all think we're right.
Yeah.
Based on our body of evidence. Right. You think you're right on your.
I am absolutely right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think I'm right.
Yeah.
And this was always valued in my home, where we would debate everything. Hell, even when the family was entirely one-minded about something, somebody would take an opposite position and you debate it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it almost broke down into argument, or it sounded like it broke down into argument. But it was always kind of fun because it really did help sort of, you girded your argument, or you could try to find chinks in somebody else's armor. Sometimes it was just a mental exercise where see if they could hold their end before they lost it and just started getting incoherent. Yeah. Which means you've lost.
Right.
Right.
You know what? I've been in quite a few what people keep calling debates, and they show up lost.
Yeah. Well, but okay.
Which is weird.
So there's a guy I follow, and he talks about the fact that we can no longer have a good argument.
Yeah.
Okay. And a good argument is what we used to do over the dinner table in the Templin household.
Yeah.
We would debate stuff that we all knew we agreed upon, but it would just start off. Yeah. And so I would take that contrary position, or my sister would, or what have you. So, but you would end up that your argument was firmer and better because of the exercise. Yeah. Or you would realize, holy cow, I never thought about it that way. I need to rethink this. Right. Either way, you're still exercising your brain. Yeah. So it's
exercising your brain though.
Well, but
I don't think a lot of people do that.
This goes back to the people that you and I have both watched.
Oh yeah.
And they're brilliant people that defy a lot of stereotypes in many cases. Yeah. And they sit there and talk about their experiences and how the strength that they had to overcome odds that you and I have never had to defy and what have you. And they don't consider themselves to be in a Greek class, and they don't consider themselves to be, they consider themselves, they become stronger for it.
Yes.
So by virtue of that, I wouldn't go to see Richard Spencer But perhaps I should.
Didn't Dinesh prove that he was from the left?
I don't know.
Yeah, Dinesh D'Souza
I don't know. But again,
did a documentary.
You almost owe it to yourself to go and listen to somebody you disagree with.
Yes. Yeah.
And,
No, I've spent.
and again, allow them to speak. And so, who was it? I went to go see Secretary Pompeo, Secretary of State.
Yeah.
And there were people there to protest him. And he was just having a conversation really with.
Right.
And he was very, I think, graceful about it, because he wants to expect somebody to show up and do something. But the idea of just deplatforming everybody.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Men,
I remember.
I was going to ask you something. How in the fuck can a content creator, through his YouTube, apparently this guy works at a university somewhere in the United States, but he had the fucking FBI show up at his house. He got an email from PayPal first at his work email saying, because he's, he practices free speech and his platform. I mean, he was on his 14th channel, but it kept getting canceled. How in the hell does PayPal know where he works and sends him an email to his work email?
So, but it's the
and
same.
Then the next day, FBI show up at his fucking house.
So that gets us onto sort of another subject now, where all the banks now are going to ESG.
What's ESG?
The environmental, social, and governmental score. So
What the hell is that? Another smother mother thing?
Yeah, it's so Standard & Poor's, Moody's, all the large rating agencies are going to that.
Yeah.
So it's another dimension. Are you what are you doing for the environment? What are you doing for government? What are you doing for social justice? What are you doing?
Smother mother bullshit.
And so what's amazing is small banks in little town Texas are going to this because they have to work with these large credit rating agencies like Standard & Poor's and Moody's and what have you. So it's the same thing. Bank of America decided they weren't going to fund anybody that had anything to do with gun manufacturing, and if you showed up with a firearm purchase, they were going to do this on you. And I thought, do I want my bank deciding the products that I buy, the brand of toilet paper that I buy? Do I want Standard & Poor's and Moody's dictating? But it's again, so, and of course these are New York located operations. So imagine we're sitting out here in rural Wyoming or in Alaska.
Yeah.
We have to protect ourselves from bears, so we're interested in having some contingent of protection.
Yeah.
And I've got a guy in New York saying, this guy is not the kind of customer we want, or we're not going to give him a good ESG score, so his credit rating is going to be downgraded.
You know what I noticed? These banks, I know a lot of people complain about corporate welfare programs, right? But all these corporations employ a lot of fucking women. I said we fire the women.
That's not going to happen.
And let the market freely sort itself out. Have you heard of anarcho-capitalism? Anarcho-capitalism.
I know Anarcho, but that's
what
anarcho-capitalism.
Look it up.
Okay.
Tell me what you think of it.
Okay. Well, look, my wife's in the workplace. My daughter's going to be in the workplace.
Yeah.
So I don't want to toss all women out of the workplace.
I do.
I don't. I want to go on record as saying I don't. But
we'll have to come to a middle ground because I'm in the extreme, right? So okay, let's toss out all diversity, inclusion, equity policies, affirmative action bullshit, and go back to a meritocracy.
What did I see? I read this morning where BBC is going to be laying off women so they can hire trans and non-binary people. And I thought, and now I can't confirm that.
Yes.
It was a British commentator, and BBC is suffering right now. But I thought, oh wow, is
they're going to hire more men now?
But but the feminists are very much supporting their transgender and binary friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if they know to the extent of their living. So
They are, especially the white ones, Kelly, are so fucking white guilt ridden, and they're
Okay.
so self-sacrificing, the sacrificing of others.
I have
It's
doubtlessly
a fucking death cult.
benefited from the patriarchy, and for that I am profoundly sorry.
But you can't.
But at the same time, what happened to just hiring the best person?
Yeah.
I got to think Martin Luther King Jr. and some of these folks that wanted us to judge people by the content of their character
And not the
are
color
thinking
of
maybe
their
we got it
skin or
wrong.
by their genitalia, right?
Yeah.
Well, feminists fucked that up, and it started like 250 years ago. So it's been a slow boil of our society, and there's about to be massive recovery.
What do you think? What do you think?
She
What do you
wants
think?
to repeal the 19th.
Oh no, you don't. You didn't even say that.
She
You didn't
did.
even say that. You
She
didn't
says
say
it all the time.
Putting words in your mouth. Look at that.
She's like, I've never voted. I don't see the reason.
Sometimes I wonder. So we've got primaries coming up, and I just saw an ad for who is it? The woman running against Liz Cheney in Wyoming.
Is there any men?
Nope. Not. I mean, there's only one congressperson from the entirety of Wyoming. They have one person, and so they only have one, and it's more hotly contested than they have to get 2 senators, 1 congressman. It's the least populated state in the union. And who did I see? Kevin Costner has come out supporting Liz Cheney, and I think he owns property in Montana, so I'm not sure if he has a dog in that fight. But if that always amazes me, yeah, it just always amazes
I thought he was
me.
a douchebag. Is he?
I think anybody that spends that much time in LA is probably damaged. But
you know what they call that online? Cut.
yeah, well, but I just wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, are people that seriously challenged that we are looking to a Hollywood actor to give us guidance on who should represent us in Congress?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Well, they have this overinflated sense of importance, right?
But it's
I mean,
what
they're
it's
culture
not the
influences.
actor or actresses. I guess they're all actors now. Perception of themselves. I'm just. Is Joe Sixpack really concerned about Kevin Costner's inclination as to who should represent the state of Wyoming?
Girls want to vote, and they're the majority voting bloc. So
Anybody?
it's the women.
But ideally, my opinion as to who should represent this congressional district should have no bearing. And so much so that I'm not going to tell you how to vote. One, it's not up to me how you vote. If you ask me my opinion, I'll share it. I'll tell you what I like about their foreign policy perspective and what I like about their and what I don't like about them. But I'm not going to assume that my standing in the community entitles me to endorse anybody or that you should give a crap.
But as a man, biologically, you're typically more inclined to be more aware of that kind of stuff than women. Women have been voting on. I mean, every person that I know personally that voted for Biden thought Trump was literally Hitler. So they were able to be emotionally terrorized and freaked out into thinking this man was a reincarnation of Hitler.
Well, so, there for a while.
I feel like as a man, you'd be less likely to have that kind of invasion into your psyche. The
other thing is, having worked on congressional campaigns and one Senate campaign, I said it to a group of graduate students that I had at Auburn University. I said, just know this. I said, almost without exception, there are exceptions. They're incredibly rare. Almost without exception, people who seek public office need the affirmation of said office.
Yeah.
And I had one student of mine who was very altruistic, wonderful young lady. She said, I work for Congressman so-and-so, and he didn't need the affirmation of the office. And I was like, okay. What's funny is years later, she said, oh yeah, you were right.
Yeah.
So it's, one, you get elected to Congress, you're a made man because you can trade stocks based on what you just heard and get paid $175,000 a year and leave
Or make
Congress
$1
worth
million.
hundreds of millions of dollars, and we don't question that as a society. There are the rare Congress people who leave Congress and have not, made themselves wealthy. I'm sure there are not many of them left. But the fact that we just no, but I just watched this incredible 3-season documentary on the Roman Empire. And it's almost just like, yeah, we know they're insane. We know Caligula's insane, but they're all kind of insane. The fact that we're willing to accept that there is a different set of rules for the Speaker of the House's husband.
Yeah.
That he can buy and sell stocks based on information he gets from his wife from Congress.
Yeah.
And he can T-bone a guy at an intersection.
Yeah.
And he gets a lesser charge. Why aren't we incensed by that? And don't get me wrong, when a Republican in South Dakota, North Dakota hit a pedestrian and lied about it, throw his ass in jail.
Yeah.
Throw him in jail. Manslaughter, throw him in jail.
But he wasn't Pelosi's husband.
Doesn't matter.
Who makes up all the rules as she goes.
But they should.
And has been since she's been in
because
government.
Nancy Pelosi's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. She can afford better legal counsel.
Only because she was allowed into government. See, we need to fire all these women.
People aren't public servants anymore.
No. The public serves her.
Well, but that's just it. We're deferential. We damn near genuflect when these people come to visit us. And
see, I've never met one in person.
Well, our most recent past congressional representative happened to have been a friend of mine before he was elected to Congress.
Yeah.
And so I didn't call him anything different, not even treat him any differently after he got elected to Congress.
Yeah.
And so we were at a public event once, and we were literally cleaning up after the fact, literally paper towels, Windex, cleaning up. And he was pitching in.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, Pete. And somebody said, you refer to him as representative and I said it so he could hear. I said, the hell I will.
Yeah.
I said, he works for me.
Right.
And I said, and when he pisses me off, I'm going to fire him.
Yeah.
I said, but he's not a better person because he serves in Congress. And he turned around and said, that's right. Yeah. But as a person who, by hook or crook, gets to usually just by way of a tour or something, gets to meet elected representatives. And I've met all kinds. I've met those that are deferential and great, and I've met those that don't let you get a word in edgewise because they know more about what you're doing than you know what you're doing. And that can be a little, sure, that can be off-putting. But
I had that experience last night. I'm going to send you a link of a conversation that I had.
Well, but in any case,
like that.
It's this, we rejected the notion of royalty in this country in 1776.
Yeah,
and it's amazing that,
we have all these queens running around in charge of shit, Kelly.
I remember walking over a bridge in London, over the River Thames, and 2 cars, both Jaguars, came over the bridge. The one in front had lights.
Mm-hmm.
And in the back seat of the second Jaguar was the Queen of England. And I was standing there walking across the bridge, and I got a glimpse of the Queen of England. Try that in Washington, D.C. with the President of the United States. We'll shut down a 5-block area.
Right.
We shut down every commercial establishment so the president can grab an ice cream cone or a burger.
Yeah.
So if you don't think we have royalty in this country, you're fooling yourself.
By the way, your meeting's
I gotta go.
minutes.
I gotta go.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks for the podcast. It's about damn time.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's perfect timing. It really is.
I don't think you understand how important I am.
I know, and I sincerely appreciate your time.
My driver's waiting.
I know, right?
If I have to, I can take the call. All right. Good to see you. I'm sorry you had to deal with law enforcement. But again,
no,
what you need to do,
it was pleasant.
what you need to do is respond and say, I want to thank you.
Oh, I did.
I want to thank you.
I did.
The sheriff's deputy, computers and police, no.
Yeah.
No, all those are fine.
Yeah, no, I did. It was perfect.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
I know.
the best revenge
Okay, I'll work on my sarcasm. Thanks, Kelly. I know. That was fun. I'm gonna have to edit. I'm gonna edit some names out of this. All right. That was my conversation from earlier. What do you guys think? Little salon cast? Yeah, that's the thing. Like the haircut lasts like 20 minutes. The rest is a lot of just talking. I have quite a few gentlemen that all work at the university that most of them are on standing appointments, but the really busy ones, I'll get a text and it's like, I'm ready for my haircut and some therapy. So we just bullshit a lot. But yeah. Kelly's a nice guy. Yeah, his wife too. She works up at the university as well. So, yep, really good people. Really, really good people. So, now what? Bandit, I listened to most of that podcast that you did yesterday on Grays. Yeah. Trying to remember. I got to the point where it was towards the end. Y'all were getting to wrapping stuff up. But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I liked how you guys were talking about the other stuff that people should be. Let's see, Gray Ghost. People don't consider when talking about end of the world stuff. Oh, and it was so funny. There was a guy in there that was like, I want to debate you on this. And then you totally played it off. You're like, no, I completely agree with him. That was funny. Yes, I did. I absolutely did. Yep. Well, going back to that, one time's by chance, 2 times is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. I added a 4th time is called fucking infiltration. So, you know, it's funny. All of those gulag dudes, you know, for Trey being all out of everything, he seems to be very much an orchestrator. So I kind of got an idea of how the hierarchy goes over there. I guess Trey's the one at the top. Apparently Truism's below Trey, and Ragnarok is a general. So, oh man, I don't know. I think these men get in trouble listening to crazy bitches or having loyalty towards crazy bitches. Crazy lying bitches, we'll just call it. Because they are. And you know what's funny? Truism asked me, oh, why didn't I talk to Trey about whatever? Why didn't any of those fuckers come over to my channel to talk to me about any of the things that they, you know, participated in spreading rumor-wise? I don't know. I don't really care about that little group personally. Yeah, well, I appreciate Xavier for providing a free speech platform because, I mean, I'd already been paying attention to what all the guys were saying, and they were just literally puppeting what the women had been saying. So I didn't really take a lot of what they said seriously. But when they started taking the opportunity to go into spaces that they didn't normally frequent, just because people were literally talking about me specifically, I found that pretty fucking strange. So they're literally trying to turn MGTOW gentlemen into Alice White Knights. So I find the entire fucking thing pretty funny. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what becomes of it. Yeah. I don't know. I like Candace Owens. So if we can get her to say repeal the 19th and cut all these bastard factory welfare programs, I would love that the most. Yeah. I don't know. I have a list of crazy bitches though. Let me start. Let's see. Because you know what? This reputation destruction shit. Oh, here. Wait, did I put this link in here? This is for Bandit and Pang. I know. Apparently, I'm a retard magnet. Usually, I stay away from them. So, I say keep triggering. Free speech, man. Did you guys catch the very beginning of my chat with Kelly? Where I told him that, you know, the gentleman showed up at my house because of my YouTube channel. He's like, oh, for practicing free speech? I was like, yeah. Yeah. A patriotic, conservative, traditional, Second Amendment loving bastard factory was one of many, many crazy bitches that took part in that. So apparently Truism didn't know jack shit. He was just pissed. And he kept getting information secondhand, 15th hand, whatever. Not once did he ask me personally about any of it. So he just listened to the guys over there in their own little patriarchy. And those guys listen to the crazy bitches that they protect. And by protect, I mean participate in their stupid, fucked up smear campaigns. Their toxically feminine tactics online. So, yep, I'm going to thoroughly enjoy breaking down Xavier's stream tomorrow because there's a lot of shit to point out. A lot. And I got my question answered. And I think Truism got the opportunity to vent, you know, purge all the shit that he's been fed for months by these crazy bitches. So I hope he doesn't go on his little campaign on going around to the MGTOW channels and doing that fuck shit, because it's not a good idea. But I warn people, they don't listen. So, well, yeah, well, Contriver's gonna do a breakdown, because also I've sent that to a couple other of my checks and balances folks. I want to know if I, 1, told a lie, and 2, became emotional and lost all rationality. So, I mean, I understand the game that they play. It's about getting into your skin and trying to trigger you because they can't handle their own emotions. They don't even know what they even are, really. And actually, that's something SKC directly pointed out later on. It's like they can't really use their words. Instead of, saying, oh, it made me feel some kind of way. It's like, maybe that made me feel sad. Maybe that made me feel scared. Maybe, emotional literacy of some kind. But no. I don't know. I have a habit of being the most emotionally and mentally regulated person in these conversations. So I doubt the conclusion of that one will result in anything but that. Well, the important things that I heard him say, because I was listening very closely, that's why I wasn't paying attention to the chat. I was trying to listen to what he was actually saying. And to me, he said he doesn't know why he got sucked in. Trey sent him over to One Fast Dax channel because he literally made a video about me. And he kept saying he was upset about these clips people were showing him. So my stance is that these guys get emotionally terrorized by crazy bitches. And the crazy bitches use their own insecurities and their own implicit biases or whatever to target them and get them all riled up to join their little fucking campaign. So he at one point tried to make it about race, like, oh, because I'm a black man, I shouldn't have went over to the white MGTOW spaces or some bullshit like that. I was like, you do realize you're the 4th one that went over there after Cybertoxin, Ragnarok, and Angry Snowman, all 3 white men. Yeah, you were the 4th. So it's not a good look. Not a good look. But the men aren't my fucking business. The men will sort the men out. And when the men decide to stop playing along with these crazy bitches' bullshit drama games and their lies, they will get sorted out properly. Because I agree with a lot of the MGTOW guys. It's the, what do you guys call them? Simps that are the problem? I call them white knights, white knights, whatever. The men that get targeted for emotional terrorism by these crazy bitches. I put most of the burden of responsibility onto these fucking women because they're the ones doing this shit. And why are they doing this shit? Because they're cowards, they're fucking liars, and they're emotional terrorists. So, if they quit lying, it would cause the men a lot less headaches. So yeah, well, that's been my experience when trying to have conversations with people that are upset about something that I allegedly did or said or am or whatever. So, but I appreciate Xavier. His closing remarks were fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, you're watching it right now, Lawrence? Should we watch some of it? I know I wasn't going to break it down till tomorrow, but how about the closing part? How about the closing part? Or after my super chat. How about that? Yeah, I suggest anybody that fucking listens to this, don't start at the beginning. Because it's like, start at the super chat, listen to that, and then start at the beginning. Because it took them a while to get here. And I think things that both of them say could be misconstrued because of the fuckery that happened previously. So let's make sure this chat's visible, because you know what? I don't know if I disconnected that. Okay. Hulk out on the weak minds.
You know, when it comes to this type of stuff, man, you're going to have a great divide when it comes to these type of laws. You know, especially when you're talking about something that has been pretty much precedent for 50 years, and now it's been rolled back. All right. So it's going to take some getting used to it. Guess what? A lot of things are going to happen before people get used to it. But it's still fresh. It's not like it's old yet. Okay, you're talking about something a 50-year law that people were used to, and now they got to get used to it being different. And you know, people don't adapt to change that quickly. They really don't.
Yes, they can.
They don't adapt quickly.
GM with the cash out, bro.
Appreciate that $20 cash app. Says thanks and appreciate your platform. I still owe you. Let me know if you find an emotionally, mentally stable feminist on actual debate. Moderated, mentally ill mouth vomit from bee factories don't count. Cheers, X. Ouch. I appreciate that $20 super chat, though. You know, when you drop 20 or more, you get this. I beat drop. Appreciate that, good mother, that $20 super chat. I've been looking because I was telling Brother Supreme about this, that I've been trying to find an opponent, but it's hard to do. It's just hard to find one. I mean, I be looking, you know, I have the telescope out, you know, trying to find one, but all I see is empty space most of the time. But I will keep searching. I promise. I appreciate that $20 super chat. I will keep searching. I promise. I will. I can't really find anybody that wants to, like, I don't know, for whatever reason they don't want to, they don't want to scrap with us. So there's not a lot I can do about that. So
because they're fucking cowards.
yeah, I have a lot I can do.
I think that's just all around. I have a lot of people that want to talk about those viewpoints, particularly in a calm, collected way. I don't think they have the ability to do so.
They don't have the ability to do so.
Yeah, it's better if they somewhere and everybody's screaming and shit, and calling people names and shit. I mean, that's kind of, that's kind of where we are with a lot of this. Even here, sometimes it gets crazy like that. It gets crazy like that. But
well, can I say something? Then our racist ex.
Yeah, go ahead. You skipping in and out though, and you're like speeding up and slowing down. It's something's going on over there. Something's happening.
Man, I have no idea, man. I'm gonna check my connection really quickly, but I know I'm fibered out, so I have no idea what it could possibly be. I know what it is. I'm running some 3D modeling, so maybe that is the issue.
Maybe it's a bandwidth thing. It might be a bandwidth thing.
Yeah, that may be it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get. I do not get it, X. About the whole race.
Ragnarok and Cybertoxin. They were the first ones to show up in the MGTOW spaces. Cybertoxin kind of nestled himself nicely in to a few different things. But Ragnarok, I think, kind of fucked up a little bit. He was literally complaining on an all-men's MGTOW channel that I have gone after women that supported me one by one. Like, those are the last men that are going to give a flying fuck about that. Just saying. But, yeah, they've been pretty annoying for months. And actually, Xavier and SKC explain their behavior very fucking well in this little bit here. So. See, what's weird is Ragnar... I'm a petty beef factory myself. That's weird, having produced zero bastards.
Interesting. Question. If people come to these spaces and they see a lot of hollering and screaming and going on all the time, I'm talking about on a regular basis, is it wrong for them to say chimp out?
You say chimp out?
I don't think so. I mean, because that's what's going on, right? People are chimping out. So, I mean, what can you do, man? If you got people calling things what they are, but the black folk, we're extra sensitive, right? I mean, anything you say to black people, they want you to kind of, tiptoe and don't say this. Don't, what you mean? Why you calling us monkeys? Why you calling us apes? Why you calling us this? Why you calling us that? That's kind of where black people are, man. They get really sensitive about everything. Now, black people think they can say whatever they want to anyone, including other black people. All right? They think they can say whatever they want, call you all kinds of names, and talk about your wife, and talk about your children, and do all this kind of bullshit.
Right.
But if anybody says anything to them
that
they find offensive, it's wrong. And black people get up here all day long and offend other people purposely, and not in a general sense not using generalizations. They will go after people specifically. They will go after specific people and talk shit about them, but will cry if they think somebody's talking about black people in a general sense. It's like the most ridiculous thing, man. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand it. It's the whole, it's all right for me, but it's not all right for thee. I can say whatever I want. I can talk shit about you. I can analyze your videos. I can call you all kinds of names. I can talk about your family. I can talk about your wife. I can talk about your husband, your parents. But God forbid you say anything about me after I've done all of that.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Right.
It's like what I'm doing is justified. What you're doing is not.
Right.
Because we think that everything we do is justified and everything everybody else do is not justified.
You know, another thing that gets me is the okay. In a court of law, one of the most difficult things to prove is motive.
Mm.
Like you can say someone was, they had the murder weapon in their hand, but it takes a lot more to prove why they did it. There's a lot of other information that you need to have on hand, and then you connect the dots. Man, people come sideways with the motives of why people do stuff, or why a person said this, or why they did this or that, just off of
hearsay.
I don't know, some type of intuition and personal experience. I'm like, man, that's a long stretch for me, and I don't know. It seems a bit
because Negroes are telekinetic. Did you forget that? They're telekinetic, man. They can read your fucking mind. All right? You read your mind. Because a lot of black folks, we think we got these powers anyway. A lot of us, we learned that shit from our mothers, because we got a lot of women walking around thinking they soothsayers, they witches, they empaths, they fairies, they goddesses, they're sorceresses, they're fucking Peter Pan. They're all this kind of bullshit, right? So we're already a magical people. All right, all these magical, we fairies and dragons and dwarfs and elves and all this kind of foolishness.
Hey, and I'm not trying to talk about anybody. I'm just calling it as it is. This is not an affront to anyone who has this belief system in the chat. I'm just recounting something. I recall as a kid going to the planetarium, and you look at the big telescopes and blah blah blah, and then they teach you about how the stars move and the patterns that they have, and astronomy, and how it looks different over time according to where you are on planet Earth. And yet you'll have people who will base the actions of also to people based upon what's your size. Come on. Come on, man.
I'm telling you, man, we are magical people, man.
See, they're talking about women.
Shit from these women, man. Everybody's spiritual. Everybody's, we know this. We've seen this. We have visions. We talk to the ancestors. We talk to the rocks. I'm telling you, man. I know a lot of women, man. Women in my family. You go to their house, man, and they got a fucking shrine at their fucking house, right? They got a fucking stand with fucking candles on it and flower petals and fucking rocks and colored shells and pictures of dead bullshit. Like, you know, and supposedly it's supposed to keep spirits out. It's supposed to bring magic into the house and do all this kind of nonsense, man. And every single one of these freaking women that I know that have this shit in their house, number one, all of them are fucking single. All of them are single, right? Just single as a motherfucker, all right? Because they're married to this fucking shrine with fucking chicken feet and shells and fucking rocks and colored beads and all this kind of bullshit.
Chicken feet.
And candles and jars of water and what is this shit? Like, what is this shit? And what is it for? And you wonder why your ass ain't got a man around here? No fucking man gonna be living up in here with all this motherfucking voodoo, fucking gobbledygook, fucking mojos you got up here, fucking pictures of dead people and all this kind of bullshit. But this is what these fucking women have going on, man. This is what a lot of them have.
But and that's not. It's not just. There's dudes that go with this as well. I mean,
of course. How can you not when you was raised by a woman who had a shrine with shells, rocks, chicken feet, and pictures of dead folks and candles?
Energy. Another thing that I don't understand is how a lot of, not all the time, but what I've noticed is sometimes people have, they know all of these different subsets of, I would say,
Here it is.
psychic type of knowledge. Nevertheless, it's difficult to express oneself on their feelings. Hence the phrase "make me feel some type of way." I'm like, what does that mean? There's a lot of adjectives that can be used to express exactly how you feel. Why does an adult have such a problem with it, or is it just a phrase and expression to say, I don't know how I feel, or I don't wish to share it, but I want you to know that I'm feeling something? It's like, what is the point of this phrase?
I have come to the conclusion that, you know, a lot of people, you know, and not just, you know, on the internet, but, you know, the internet is part of it. I think a lot of people, man, just say a lot of things without even thinking about it, because see, they don't expect, you know, for someone to ask why or what does that mean. You know, they just want to put it out there and say it, and you know, they can't even elaborate on it. And I think that frustrates people more than anything else. I think that's what frustrates them when you try to ask them to elaborate. That bothers them because they can't.
Well, that's the problem, because it seems at that point then that you're speaking with a child. You know how sometimes you would have, you remember when you little toddlers and stuff, you'd be like, okay, what's wrong? And they just want to holler. You'd be like, no, ain't no hollering. You use your words. Tell me what is the issue here. And then they start the mumbling and going, what if that doesn't mean anything?
Yeah.
I need you to sit, use your words, and express what is going on. You know, we're not going to just go through this temper tantrum and stuff and stuff. And to get from there, and then you hear adults running around talking about, well, it made me feel some type of way.
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah. I tell the boys, I tell the youngins, I tell them, look, don't ever say anything that if someone asks you why or what it means, you can't explain.
Right.
Don't ever just say something that if someone challenges it, you cannot explain it. Just don't say it.
Simple.
Just do not say it.
I mean, I think that's good, Mother Jim. She says, you know, in quotations, use your words and laughing. And it's funny, but at the same time, it's not funny either because you're talking to grown people. I mean, people who. It's just like, what? You say all of this. You say this long expression that make me feel some type of way instead of just saying, "Man, that angers me. Yeah, that saddens me. That confuses me. That makes me happy. That makes me feel a little lonely."
You gotta understand, man. A lot of people can't really. One thing I've noticed, man, over the course of time, that some people, man, they just have a hard time articulating certain things. What they're thinking and or feeling, they can't really put into words. So they just say something else. They just say something else.
So how is a relationship supposed to work?
Right.
If you can't effectively communicate with the other person about how you feel.
They don't see it that way, man. Why do you think people get so mad at people who, speak somewhat educated, someone with a very broad vocabulary, a very
You're gonna love this, Billy.
And have very good verbiage. A lot of people don't like those people, man. Because the first thing they say is, "Oh, this dude, he thinks he's smart," even though the person never said that. Who really thinks they're smart is that person. Whenever someone is telling you what you think, it's not you that thinks that. It's them. It's them who think that. That's why they come out and say, "Oh, man, you think you better than me," even though you said nothing of the sort. No, they think that you are better than them.
Yep.
That's why they're saying it.
Yep.
Especially if what they're saying is unwarranted and you haven't said anything to even indicate that at all. Someone comes, "Oh, you think you better than me. You think you smarter than me. You think this, you think that." It's not you, brothers. It's them. They think that you're better than them.
Interpretation ship.
They think that you're smarter than them.
They do.
They think that you are more educated than them. That is why they're saying it.
Yep.
Whenever, I'll say this again, whenever someone tells you what you're thinking,
Right.
what they're really saying is that's what they are thinking.
Right.
All right? Remember that.
I'll remember it for sure, Xavier.
I don't know. It's just science, man. I'm not saying that science has an explanation for everything, but there are some things that are proven. And I don't know. You're not gonna convince me in 2022 that the lightning bolts on your screen are energy that comes out of the mind of the earth. No.
It's coming
from the mind of the earth.
That's the ancestors communicating with each other. Like, nah, bro.
And most of that shit comes from the women, man. I mean, people don't like to hear it. And, black folks, oh, don't say nothing about the women. I get the fuck out of here. Those are the ones who are always talking that mystical, magical, fucking dragon, fairy, elf, dwarf, Peter Pan bullshit. They're the ones that's always talking that shit. And the only time they start talking that shit is when they black asses don't got enough fucking men to keep them occupied. But as soon as a man come around, they totally disregard that shit. All right? They totally disregard that shit. And a lot of them, it started because of some guy they got with. And the fucking guy, he fucked him a few times, and he's gone, and they left him still worshiping some fucking shrine that he built, made out of rocks and stones and candles and chicken feet. Now they still worshiping it. All right? they still talking to it. They still telling you how much power it got. And guess what? All the freaking women that do that shit, all of them is single. You ever seen a witch doctor with a husband? You ever seen a witch doctor with a husband? Come on, man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
You ever seen her and her husband sitting in that fucking room with all them beads and fucking chicken feet and all this crazy shit inside of jars and, you know, fucking pigeon heads and all this bullshit walking around in there? Has she ever introduced you to her husband? Of course she hasn't, because she doesn't fucking have one. She hasn't been around a man in 30 fucking years. There's not no man in his right mind want to be around some fucking woman standing around with a fucking bone through her fucking nose and a fucking walking around with a staff with colored stones on it, and she got a house full of shit in jars, and fucking she keeps chicken blood in the fucking refrigerator. Like, come on, man. What goddamn man want to be around some woman like that? What man in his right mind, all right, wants to be around a woman who's worshiping some bullshit she's got in the fucking living room with candles on it, and every time you turn around, every time you talk to her, she's always talking about how the fucking ancestors are speaking to her and guiding her, and you're like, well, they must be doing a horrible job because your fucking life is shit. All those women who do that shit, their lives are in fucking shambles. They're shambles.
I agree with you. I was just bringing all of this stuff up because trying to determine motive is a lot more difficult than I think what people understand. And it's like if you're going to do it, and particularly if you're going to be in a debate or something like that, it's like, come on, man, you have to use the standards that are used in a court of law. And I mean, there's things like hearsay and you know, inconsequential evidences. The list goes on and on. So to try to prove motive is difficult, and to speak with such authority on certain matters and just say, no, this is what it is, and I know just because I like, come on.
It's just crazy, man. It's just nuts, man. And I see Lady Samantha still here. Lady Samantha, answer my damn email. I was trying to see if I could get her and the good mother to square off. That's what I was trying to make happen. I'm trying to make that happen because I need more stuff for my white woman wars series.
Speaking of which, I think I may have a debate with Truism. It's a more serious one too. He doesn't believe in gray areas. I do. He believes that things are just black and white, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, whenever y'all want to do it, I guess within the next week or two, right? Something like that.
That one I can do anytime because it's really not I don't think it's a difficult subject to prove. But
oh, look, magical thinkers in the chat.
I actually think that the black and white style of thinking can be problematic, and if I just give a portion of my argumentation on that away, is that polarized thought. Look at the results of it. And take, for instance, if you don't have gray areas, how do you make compromises? How do you have diplomacy? I mean,
yeah, we don't live in a world of absolutes. I mean, that's pretty obvious. We don't live in a world of absolutes. I mean, some things are absolute, but you know, but everything to be that
magic.
That doesn't lie. That doesn't lie. We don't live in a world of absolutes.
I know one absolute.
Always be
I know one.
Most things aren't about absolute. And damn, y'all, I got a premiere going on. I don't know about that shit.
One absolute.
I got a premiere going on at this moment. It's actually it's actually a rewind of something I did back in 2017, but I think, you know.
See, and I don't get what this means. Because I said epistemological dichotomania. It's pretty problematic in our current culture. Ragnarok said, GM, you got an education from your slave masters and corp overlords. I didn't. I mean, I didn't say one fucking word to him or Cyber the entire time I was there. They just kept talking to me. Kept talking.
I think it's evergreen material, and I think it's still valid. You know, today, August 5th.
Oh yeah, I see it right now, and I see it right now. I'm gonna jump down so I can watch it, and then I gotta go to bed. But I also need to send you I need to send you that teapot logo, but I'm gonna send you the one that has the transparent background, so you can put it on there.
Oh, good, great. I'll be looking forward to seeing that, my brother. Absolutely.
But anyway, you
Potato
guys
magic.
take care, and I'm out.
Peace, Brother Supreme. I'll holler at you, man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, y'all, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. You know, I don't even have any program notes for y'all because I don't even know if we're going to be doing, a show on Saturday or not because I haven't gotten any, all the responses from the people that I wanted to have on the show. But
are black women afraid of white women?
Number one, go ahead and check out that premiere that's going on this channel at the same time. Wow, I've never done that before where I'm streaming and I also got one of the videos playing at the same time. So y'all can go on over here, go on over there. I won't even care if the numbers drop because I want y'all to check out the premiere. Just make sure you hit the damn like button on the way out of here to go to the other video to see.
By the way, here is an absolute. Everything from the mentally ill is absolutely nonsensical. There's an absolute.
The premiere. But I am going to say this before I go. And this is something I might be doing every goddamn time that I have to say something like this. Like I said earlier, I know I say a lot of things up here that folks don't like. I also know that I may have people up here that people do not like. I also know there may be topics up here that people do not like. And guess what? I'm going to continue to do so. All three of those things.
Yeah.
So this is your warning. If you decide that you don't want to watch this page no more, I will not take any freaking homage against you. I won't have a problem with you. I won't be angry with you or nothing. One thing that's not going to happen. No one's going to tell me what to do on this channel. Not now. Not ever. Let it be known. I'm going to do whatever I want up here. Just like you do whatever you want on your page. But the only difference is, I'm not down on your page telling you what to do. All right? All right. So yeah, y'all, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. Like I said, man, y'all go on over there, man, and check out the premiere, man. It's something called All of Y'all. And like I said, I did it in like 2017, I believe. And I think it's still pertinent today, man. I think it still has meaning today. It actually describes what's going on today when you talk about media. It's not a long video. It's only about 9 minutes long. But hey, I was going to do, the reason why I did it is because I actually was going to do sort of an updated version of it. And I pulled it up and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use this one. I'm not even.
Yeah, I wrote, thanks SKC and X for a rational ending. And Ragnarok, GM, you're the furthest thing from rational. You keep doing the same thing over and over. Bitching, whining, making 8-hour streams, bitching and whining again and again. GM, you're insane by your own actions. You judged. And so now you're judged. Oh.
People are gonna, this is fine. Because I would have pretty much said the same thing. You know? I pretty much would have said the same thing on a new one. I wouldn't have said much different. So I said, what the hell? Let me go ahead and put this one in. Let me put this old joint up. Yeah, man. It's retro. All right? Very, very retro. All I did was I added, you know, some of my newer, you know, intros and outros to it. All right? Some of my newer stuff, you know, to bring it in, and, you know, some of my newer stuff to, you know, kind of let it walk out the door. But nothing's changed. Nothing's changed on it. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So y'all get on over there, man. Check it out. I'll go ahead and drop the link to it one more time. Once again, man, I appreciate y'all coming through tonight, as always, man. I appreciate the cash apps and the super chats, man, but most importantly, man, I appreciate your participation more than anything else. That means more to me than any of this other crap, right? Mm-hmm. Shout out, man, to everybody who came through tonight, man. Shout out to Brother Supreme. Shout out to the good mother, and most importantly, man, shout out to the guest of honor, Brother A Truism. Y'all get on down there, man, and check out Brother A Truism, man. He's a handful, man. But you know, he came here to Hulk out. So Hulk out he did. And I thought some more people would come up, man, and try to challenge him. That didn't happen. That seems like that's always how it goes. You know, people don't really come through like they should. Because, see, they don't really want to talk to people, man. What they do is they want to talk about people. They don't really want to sit down, man, and have no conversation with nobody, man. What they want to do is sit down and talk shit about somebody. That's what they want to do. They don't really want to talk to nobody about nothing, man. They don't. What they want to do is they want to talk shit about people, which is their right to do. I just think it's somewhat cowardly to be that way. All right? If I got something to say to you, man, I'm just going to say it to you. I'm not going to come on my channel and talk shit about you. Nah. And you're welcome to come on my channel and say what you got to say. But see, I'd rather you do that than you go run off somewhere else and talk shit. But when you get here, your ass won't even write in the chat room. Nothing. But you watching. You just don't want nobody to know that you're there. I get it. But if that's the case, don't be somewhere else talking shit. Because guess what? If all you're doing is sitting around and talking shit about somebody somewhere else, man, that says more about you than it does about that person you're talking shit about. Because one thing I've understood quite clearly being up on this YouTube shit, a lot of times when y'all talking shit about people, a lot of the shit you're talking about ain't even true.
Right?
It's a bunch of speculation. A bunch of fucking ad hominems. And some shit you done heard from somebody else.
Right.
And a lot of us, we too old for that shit, man. We're too old for that. I guess that
would Bastard Factory be an ad hominem? ad hominem if it's an objective truth? I don't think it qualifies. Listen to this shit though.
Don't matter, right? In this digital land of make-believe. All I know is, man, there's a lot of people, man, that's on here, man. I'm glad I don't have people like y'all in my life, man. I'm glad I don't. I couldn't imagine having some of these people fucking on here, man, and like in my life. I couldn't imagine working alongside some of these people. I couldn't imagine going to their fucking house. I couldn't imagine them coming to my house. I couldn't imagine these motherfuckers around my children.
Right.
I couldn't imagine these people around my nieces and nephews. I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine sharing the same space with some of these people.
Never.
So maybe it's better that they all up here.
Yeah. They're a little gulag.
Fucking world.
Well.
Spreading their bullshit.
Yeah, it actually does, though.
But we all know a lot of the shit they do up here, they would dare not do it in real life. We talked about this the other night. They would dare not do it.
Alice did. Crazy bitches do.
And hopefully, they stay within the parameters of it.
Nope.
If they take this shit out of here, they probably line up for a world of hurt.
Oh, they did. Yeah, big time.
A world of shock. A world of disappointment.
Yep. Yeah.
And probably a bunch of world of reality checks as well.
Right.
But that's all, man. Once again, man, I appreciate everybody coming through tonight, man. As always, you could have spent your Thursday night anywhere. You decided to spend it here with us. It is appreciated. Once again, man, I don't take good folks lightly, man. I never have and I never will. You got my word on that. All right?
Cheers, Xavier. By the way, it's actually Hammerhand was the one that was very clear about how the burden of proof actually is on the person making such accusations. And Cybertoxin, this is actually the same thing he wrote Bandit about. Something about cross-examination. Because I said, yeah, funny how the burden of proof in the court of law is on the shit talkers. Cyber said, that is funny. Court of law also offers cross-examination. So, I don't really know. I don't even know. Well, what did you think, Peng? Was that a good outro? Do you guys want to listen to the fuckery? Or should I save it for tomorrow? Actually, let Contriver go first. I'm going to save it for tomorrow. Because he wanted to join in on that. He wanted to do one first and then join me for one. So. I hope he watches the rest. Because that had a really good ending. Equipment donation link? The StreamYard? By the way, what channel are you on? Rusty, you're not at GM. There's only one person over there. Do you guys notice that my main channel only has Let me see. I hid it before the subscriber count was going to be revealed. Oh, I have 13 subscribers now. Yeah, I don't. Are you on the GM channel, Rusty? I don't even know if. I think it's still monetized. I still have my community tab, but it says I only have 13 subscribers. It dumped all of them when I hid my channel, which I'm kind of happy about. But that's weird that I still have those. Oh, you're on the Crazy Bitches channel. Try this one. Because it would be so funny if this shit still worked. Here's the GM channel. Shit, I had that other stream planned too. I was gonna go over honey barbecue wings and Alice's conversation in the chat because it was so damn funny. Honey barbecue wings. Alice just doesn't have any fucking clue, man. Oh, let me see. She just doesn't have a clue how outclassed she is. Apparently, she mentioned something about how she does hair now. I swear this woman needs to get the fuck off the internet. Because the more she talks, the more she adopts my fucking language. And the more I think she thinks she's either doing what I'm doing or like me. I don't fucking get it. Billy, I know we've talked about this before, but I do understand that what is the highest form of flattery is impersonation or whatever. Yeah, it's weird though. It's weird. Oh, Lawrence, did you see the whole thing? Yeah, well, you guys are a lot softer on the crazy bitches than I am, so you know I'm gonna back it up. I'd be the one that's like, hey, what took so long? Oh, imitation, yeah. I don't know. I have to pee though. So if nobody's gonna come up, yeah, I don't know if I don't want to play it just because Trevor wanted first dibs. So when he wakes up, he's gonna stream. His channel is now connected to this StreamYard, so he's gonna stream on his channel. Also, save a couple backups to a couple of the other channels. I think Working Man's Hostel, maybe Crazy Bitch Boot Camp. I'm not sure which 3 he's gonna pick, but you guys have a link to his channel, right? Mm. Yeah, I can't sign into it. I don't see that it's available, but this is where he will be streaming to. Oh, he uploaded some stuff. He did say he was going to. All right. Here's Contriver's channel. I do. Actually, I had to make one because I got blocked from. So I made a new one. It was pretty funny. Has anybody seen Zechariah, by the way? Oh. Hey, can I also get a favor from you guys? All the people that have permissions on this channel, encourage them to stream. Because there's many channels. And I don't know how many people stream. And this is always available. Like, and I can't always stream myself. But there's quite a few people that have permissions to just pop off some streams. Trevor's one of those guys. He's actually gonna be doing it. I know Ryan, I think, has permissions. Who else? Emmanuel. If you see Emmanuel, get him to stream. I mean, really, the Working Man's Hostel could be fucking running 24/7. There could be multiple streams at the same time. Did I drop the Contrivers link? I did, right? Here. Do you guys want to see some crazy bitch tears? I know I posted it, but... Oh, she got a new video. Her apology wasn't very... It's kind of bullshit, actually. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Here. I'm going to play this. I'm going to pee really bad, so...
It's all some owls. I just got done watching some trees. Hey, trees. Sir. You're right. And I'm going to do better. I hear what you put out there. And it has been petty. It's been petty since the very beginning. I never thought pointing out a discrepancy would turn into 5 months of streams and 5 months of memes and 5 months of rebuttals.
See? Still, Billy, I hope you're watching this. Still unaware. All right, I'll be right back.
I did call the school to find out what she was doing.
Called
She
the
was
school.
linking schools to her videos. And she said she was doing some documentary stuff. So I wanted to know if I was a part of an experiment. And I have tried to speak to her a couple times. But she doesn't want to have a conversation. She just wants drama. She wants to belittle someone and cut them down because she doesn't like them. I tried on Teapots. I tried at her channel when we were at 60. Then we're at 177 streams. She has included me in. And it has spurred out to the men. And I didn't want for all that. Okay? I didn't mean to cause any of you men any kind of animosity just because of what was going on. But it was like it was following me everywhere I'd go. And it's still following me. But I know what I have to do now. I have to ignore them. I can't give them no more attention. It doesn't matter what they think about me. I don't care if they don't like me. I'm not competing with these women. These women don't get it. I'm not on YouTube for popularity. I'm not on YouTube to look for a mate. None of that. I'm just on YouTube to support other people that critically think. They're having streams, support the men, because men don't get the support they need anymore.
She just said men don't get the support they need anymore. She just literally fucking said that after months of trashing men, calling them simps and shit. Like, our smartest, most boundaried when it comes to crazy bitches, and most honest men, she's been fucking degrading for months. And now she's saying this bullshit? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. She's so fucking full of shit. I don't buy any of this.
I think it's important. I enjoy every person that has let me get on the panel and let me come to their channel and have conversations and, talk about things, chuck and jive. And I appreciate all that. But yeah, the riffraff has to stop. You're right. And it's going to stop. Even if she continues on, I'm just not with it anymore. I had never been through anything on the internet like this before.
Nobody's
So I
ever
was
told her
trial and error.
she's
So
full
I
of
messed
shit.
up a lot.
Yes.
I did.
Yes.
I should have just ignored it. Multiple people kept telling me, Alice, don't reply back.
See?
I got in my feelings and replied back, and
At least she
I was
admits
brought
that.
up that your name and who you are matter because it's linked to your family, and you stand up for yourself. But this is a whole new world.
See? Abdicating responsibility. I was brought up that.
It's a whole new world.
No, this world that she's been a part of online had nothing to do with me and me calling out crazy bitches before. Like, nobody fucking criticized women until she fucking met me. So, she's used to how things used to be online before I fucking appropriated it. So,
Lies spread so quick,
they do.
and then it affects other people.
Yes.
And I've seen how people are when something like this happens. Then
She just said, I've seen how people are when something like this happens. Yet she's not referring to her fucking spreading a whole bunch of lies and misinformation and slander. She's not referring to that. Listen to what she says.
and people start treating you a certain type of way just because these people have filled their head up and repeated everything over and over again.
See, she's referring to Honey Barbecue Wings, the interaction she had with her last. That's what she's referring to. Not the change in the perception of a whole bunch of men that when they first came to my channel before I publicly criticized Anna Rodriguez and all those people changing their fucking perceptions. She's not talking about that because that didn't affect her at all. Actually, that was her fucking doing. So, she's talking about Honey.
And I shouldn't have let it get to me. And you're right, the Gulag gang ain't the women that's y'all men. I left the Gulag chat in January. I had the Gulag Patriot name when I used to be on Facebook. So I thought it was pretty cool that there was an actual group called the Gulag gang. I saw these might be my people. Then I started to seek out like other conservatives, other patriots, to see if they could see what was going on because there's so much craziness. I've been trying to find like-minded people.
Conservative patriots. I know, I noticed the lack of the twerking eyebrows. Well, she's doing the cry thing, not the bully thing, Billy.
And that was my thing when I got on YouTube. I started to actually not just chat, but if they let me on the panel and understand that if people kick me off, don't get all in my feelings because I had been kicked off.
See it? I never kicked her off, so she's not talking about me. So obviously she acted a fool somewhere else. I don't know. It's something I have yet to experience, being kicked off a panel.
And learning how to have conversation in this new world has been an interesting thing to learn. And I appreciate all the men's channels because I'm learning things that and they're pointing out things that need to be pointed out.
Appreciate the men's channels.
It's helping me with my boys because it's giving me a better insight on what they'll have to deal with when they get older.
A better insight on what they have to fucking deal with when they get older. That's what I literally was talking to her about when I first came to her fucking channel.
But I'd like to apologize to anyone that has been affected by any of this.
Generalized apology. How about an apology to fucking Contriver for being a stupid cunt to that man and accusing him of being a pedophile? How about an apology to any of the MGTOW guys that were literally expressing their fucking opinion about your lying bullshit? And the fucking harassment. How about an apology to Chris Mitchell? I mean, you literally left him a couple comments on his fucking channel. Dropped your link of your bullshit fucking memes. Like, about an apology to Bullets for wasting his fucking time. Nobody in particular.
All I can do is acknowledge it and do better.
How about an apology to fucking Snowman for the same fucking shit? Acknowledge it and do better. See, I don't hear anything, and maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm very particular and anal about life lessons. Like, this is the same thing that I elaborated with Celine about. She gave a general apology. Oh, I'm sorry I caused problems in the chat and did a chain reaction of shit. No, I'm sorry for misunderstanding what was said initially, and I'm sorry I kept on enforcing what I thought you said, or I thought I heard you say, and kept doing the things that annoy the fuck out of people when they're tired of being berated by women. I don't know. I don't get a sense that she actually knows what she fucking did wrong in this. Yeah, do better. What does that mean?
All I can do. I know better and I didn't do better. If you've been caught up or something has affected you because of this nonsense, I apologize. Because it was never, that's not what's my intent. I was
Rebutting. That was my intent. That wasn't my intent. The collateral fucking damage that I caused a lot of fucking other people as I was lying and continuing my fucking lies and rebutting the truth. See, that's what pisses me off about these people. They have no fucking care. If they did, they wouldn't have drugged so many fucking people into this shit to begin with their lies. It's like they have to tell more and more lies to keep up with the lies that they're already fucking denying.
And there's something new I've done is my channel. Because there's so much misinformation out there, I didn't know what else to do.
No fucking shit. Misinformation. I didn't know what else to do besides take part in misinformation. Because maybe I was embarrassed for being called out. Maybe instead of being an adult and saying, oh, maybe you were right. You know, maybe I shouldn't use my child as a fucking tool to gain validation or try to, you know, all the things online. Maybe instead of fucking admitting, actually should have just fucking admitted you were wrong from the beginning. That would have been the smart thing to do. That would have been the considerate thing to do for the people in your life and your fucking environment and your future. Instead of freaking out and being like, oh my God, somebody called my fucking bluff. Let's destroy her. Yeah.
I tried to deal with it on my own, and I should have took more advice from other people. And I'll do that from now on. So that's another thing that I'm realizing. Sometimes I need to stop hearing and listening. And I know y'all men mean well. And I know if you get upset, it's for a good reason.
Y'all men. I mean, she didn't name any man in particular. One I can think of it would be Contriver. He was pretty upset about that stupid fucking false allegation. It was a damn good reason. Damn good reason.
I hear you loud and clear. And truism.
Truism.
I'll do better. So if she puts anything else out, I'm just not going to reply back.
Good.
I'm not going to put it on my channel. If people don't like me, I'm just going to never know.
There she goes.
If they say things about me, I'm just going to laugh at them. Because the truth of the matter is, people are just getting to know me. And these people that are talking crap don't even know me. That's why it's funny. This is insane. It's really insane. It's so crazy. It is high school. And I am getting too old for this nonsense. I really am. And I got too much to do. Too much to lose. Too much to gain. And I don't want to go insane. And I found that people, when you're honest about who you are and you've been through in your life, like they bring up me having my kids all the time. Like, what is the deal? I had the children. I had to live with what I did. I accepted it. I picked my bootstraps up, and I'm doing the best I can. I'm not perfect. It might not be where I want to be right now.
Again, with a not perfect. No, I don't think she actually squeezes out any tears.
But I'm doing the best I can with what I got. I tried to bring up my dad.
They try to bring up my dad. She literally brought up her dad initially to try to shame Saunders with originally. And then attempted to shame me with her dad. Like, oh yeah, I showed my dad. You're nothing but a hussy, blah, blah. Okay. Like, she literally brought her dad into this. Literally.
I've been accused of stolen valor.
Yes.
I've been accused of so many things.
So many things. Yeah, that you're fucking guilty of. I don't know if I can watch any more of this. Oh. know who you are, Def Javis. Who's we? Are you from one of these groups of some kind? And Zapadavilla? Have you guys seen those two before? Dean Romanowski. This chick? I don't think Alice is going after tourism. No, she's pleading with him. And saying thank you for showing me the light. After our conversation last night. It's an appeal to authority. Well, yeah. Well, Honey Barbecue Wings is actually right. That her sons need her. Yeah, I think I'll go over that later. I'm kind of over this portion of the Crazy Bitch Boot Camp. I have a list of crazy bitches that are currently harassing another man, so revenge porn, all the things. All the illegal, terroristic things that these crazy cunts love to do. So. Yeah. I don't know really what you guys are. Not sure where you're from, but if you brought up truism, you're probably from the Gulag. And that is a chapter of this saga that is no longer in my fucking hands. So, I have washed my hands of it. All right. Well, Nella Wolf, Billy, Rusty, Riggs, good to see you. Mr. Pliskin. JR. Right. It's just so ridiculous. Nella Wolf. Well, this one I actually played a discussion with one of my family friends, so it's a pretty good discussion. Wanted to get his reaction to telling him that campus security and the member from the Joint Terrorism Task Force showed up. By the way, I did ask him about certain warband members' situation. He brought up something with banks. Because if PayPal's connected to his bank, that could have been the fucking place. And I'd never heard of that before. So it's in that conversation. How PayPal would find your employment. Because that's fucking suspect. So. But the banks are getting all these smother mother policies. So. Y'all can love me now. You can't love somebody that doesn't fucking respect themselves. You can't. It's impossible. Do the whistle. Unless somebody knew him. I don't know. I don't know. Well, the collection of data points, we'll call them, and bullshit that we already have. It's actually enough to get some feminists on the domestic terrorist list. So these emotional and mental terrorists, like this crazy bitch right here, she's trying to garner people's sympathy. And look, strange. This is her most liked video of all time. It's just one off from the number of emails True Blood received. I find that kind of strange. So, all right, I'm gonna go, y'all. Billy, good to see you. I hope things are going well with summer vacation. I hope you're feeling better. And I'll be looking out for Contriver's stream. So I know he's 10 and a half hours away from me. So it's like 5:30 in the morning. So I know he was going to stream when I got up. So we'll see. See you later, y'all.